Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world. Welcome to tradertv.live. North American stock futures, little change so far this morning. We're trying to get back into positive territory here, extending the post-election rally markets have enjoyed throughout the beginning of this week. We saw the Dow climb more than 200 points yesterday, both the NASDAQ and S&P 500 to the downside at the end of the day yesterday. More positive vaccine news out this morning. We had the treatment from Eli Lilly getting FDA emergency use authorization yesterday. We'll talk about Eli Lilly and also Pfizer and BioNTech, BNTX shares moving around again this morning in the pre-market. Individually elsewhere, Lyft reporting, ride-sharing company Lyft reporting earnings aftermarket yesterday. Better than expected, but shares are lower this morning. AMD teaming up with IBM on a collaboration. We'll talk about that. And Rocket Company's recent IPO with earnings as well. Another one trading to the downside so far this morning. It's Wednesday, November 11th. It's both Veterans Day and Remembrance Day. TraderTV.live starts now. There we go. Look at Asian markets from the overnight session. You can see Shanghai leading the way to the downside, 3+%. Australia, though, back in positive territory. Let's go back over to Europe and have a look at how things are shaping up. Nicely positive top to bottom here. We'll shift over to North America next and see how futures are looking. Yeah, back in positive territory once again, as I mentioned. Yesterday we had the NASDAQ leading to the downside, up about 1% at the moment. TSX futures here in Toronto, 0.8% to the upside. Brazil's lower on the day. Bitcoin higher. We have crude 2.5% to the upside. And gold back in negative territory. We've had quite a slide over the past couple of days in oil because of this resurgent pandemic and COVID cases going crazy. But nice to see 2.5% there, guys, for oil back in positive territory. A little bit more muted coming in this morning than past couple of days anyways.
Yeah, absolutely. And as you said, happy Veterans Day in the United States, happy Remembrance Day in Canada. I want to lead off by saying I don't usually promote a lot of things on Twitter, but you can go check it out. Today's always a good day. Obviously, any good day is a good day to support your veterans. But here in Canada, you can go to legion.ca if you want to make any kind of donation. I think it's a great, fantastic idea. I think it's great that the market's going to be up on today. That's exactly how it should be. You're seeing a bit of a rebound in some of the tech names. Interesting. I'm going to be watching Lyft today, absolutely for sure. I think there's an interesting opportunity for them there. Grubhub maybe taking a shot at that food delivery business as well. But we have to also go back to some of the names that were moving before, and cannabis is taking another beating today. So I'll be looking at ACB, which is headed southbound. Once again, 750 share offering as well. So it might be able to try to find a bit of a floor today here. But lots to watch here, Sean. Some movers already in a bit of a gapper, which is looking a hectic FPRX. We'll get to that one as well, Sean.
Lots to get to. I actually haven't even looked at any of those gappers yet today, but yeah, today's a very special day. Special to me. I had a lot of family members involved in the military, so yeah, Remembrance Day today for sure. Important here in Canada, and we know it is for everybody around the world as well. So look, it's going to be great. Yeah, follow us on Twitter as well. We put up some levels. We have our watch list went out. I got that. I hope you guys are getting that. We are working with the company, so stay tuned for that. Look, it's going to be an exciting day. It's only 9:05, man. 25 minutes to go before the bell opens. Let's go.
All right, lots to get through so far this morning. Lots of names moving around in the pre-market. Once again, if you're joining us for the first time, welcome. First of all, hit the like button and subscribe to this channel so we can let you know every time that we come on with a brand new show. We do this every single morning, guys, when the markets are open, including today. If you haven't done so already, sign up for the watch list. It's absolutely free to you. Sean mentioned it briefly there. Comes right to your inbox every single morning before we come on at 9 o'clock. Let's have a look at what's coming up a little bit later on in the show. Brand new video coming your way around 11:40, 11:45. Yeah, we're talking about continuation moves after a news event, whether it be breaking news in the middle of the session or whether it be, an earnings release or something like that. Typically, if you're trading with your hands, you're not going to be fast enough to catch that initial move or initial spike, but there's always opportunity on a continuation move. So great video coming your way, coming up around 11:45. Let's go over to the desk to kick things off this morning and say good morning to Valeria.
Good morning, Brandon, and hey guys, happy Remembrance Day, everyone. Please be supportive, subscribe to our channel, smash the like button, and share the link with your friends. Let's get it started, Brandon.
Yes, let's indeed get it started. Guys, we have lots to talk about coming up before 9:30 this morning. I want to start things off with Lyft. Earnings name from aftermarket yesterday. Overall, the report was actually decent, 499.7 million compared to expectations of 486.5 million. With the pandemic, that number was still a little bit higher than expected. We saw Uber with the same kind of move after their report, but Lyft definitely going to be on watch here this morning, guys.
Yeah, and sort of one of those things we've seen things like this happen. It's actually selling off right now, but having a quick look at it a little bit more in depth and talking about their call. Lyft hasn't been dragged down by the, I guess, losing business of expanding the Uber Eats on the Uber side, but they are looking to possibly talk about competition. There's no details yet as to what that would look like, but one of the chief concerns is that 30% that you're paying to all those that restaurants are paying, and Lyft is talking about a lower price competitor, and that's the chatter there. I think that would be a very interesting move for them. They already have a relationship with Grubhub, so I'm listening my ear to the ground. I would love to see some further details on it. I do have some dip buy areas that I'm looking for. Primarily 36.30 is the first thing I'll be watching if Lyft gets down there. It did make a really, really nice bottom at 35 if it ever broke that 36 to 36.50 30 area that I'm watching. So let's see if Lyft can get down there. I'd look to pick some shares up. In terms of a breakout trade, I mean, I don't know that I was going to be ever that excited about the breakout at 38.30, maybe even 39 would have been a little bit better. But after this rollover, I don't see it happening.
Here, and I'll hit the other one, the bigger and badder one, Uber here. Look, they're both the same, obviously in the same businesses. We all know that Uber is more global. Lyft, I think, only operates in North America. Okay, 47.72 here. I do like this break to the upside if we can get going on Uber. Other than that, the downside kind of remains the same here, 46.50. There was a break spot there yesterday in the afternoon. I guess it was 11 o'clock, where we broke 46.50 and dropped to 46 before bouncing. So you do have some support, like Microsoft at 210. I like Uber at 46 as some support there. And let's just check out quickly. You guys like to look at the imbalance locator. I know a lot of you do that. And I think this is an advantage of our show. You're not going to see this. I don't know. Is there another one that shows this? I'm not sure. We saw XPEV on there. We'll talk about that a little bit coming up. AMC's there. CCL, my big and baddest friend on the face of the earth. Palantir is right here as well. Marijuana, we talked about selling that off that news, and you'll see in a minute where and why we say that. And then NEO right now looking to break, well, it just did break 40. 700,000 to the sell side on NEO. We don't see that too often, Brendan.
There's that Palantir as well. We'll get to throughout the show as well. Coming up, guys, let's go over to Rocket Companies, another earnings name from aftermarket yesterday. Again, a decent report for Rocket, $1.21 per share versus $1.09 expected. Revenue was kind of in line with expectation. It was the Q4 growth number or forecast that was a little bit below what was expected. Still higher, but a little bit below what analysts expected as far as Q4 loan growth for Rocket, guys.
Yeah, well, one thing, let's go to the daily chart just so you can see what was happening to Rocket. It had made a bit of a bounce sort of going into this earnings report, maybe like a 20-25% run up. It ran into some trouble right here at this 23 level, which was already a bit of a resistance you can sort of see there. Now, of course, with an IPO, you're not going to see a heck of a lot of data. So what we're coming into now, and this is why I'm not terribly surprised from a technical standpoint that you get a bit of a sell-off. Off of that level, doesn't even get towards that 23. I'm looking down here, this 2080 to 21, to see if you can pick a little bit up. I think the dip buy is just sort of the better chance to play through here. Normally, I'd be thinking about a reversal, sort of like one of those opening reversal rollover type shorts. I'm going to stay away from it because there was a ramp up at 8 o'clock, which I mean, I just saw an offer evaporate when this came up, like $1 and some. Driving of the stock higher is how I will call it. So if it comes back into that 22.20, I'd rather not be fighting around with that level too much. I'd rather see it squeeze above that and then see what happens at 23.
I did want to just, this is a 15-minute chart here on Rocket. I just wanted to, obviously the VWAP's going to look silly on a 15-minute chart, but I just did want to give you guys a level here. It's bounced off 20 right here, 2025, and it's held above this level. So 2050 right now, bottom there. This was the fourth. bottomed again on the 5th and 6th. And then on, I guess this was election, I guess, when we came back there on the weekend. Big moves down to 2025, and that was the stop. And then we stopped yesterday at 2085, 2050. The point I'm getting at here is we've defended this 20 a bunch. So if we can get long in the 20 to 25 area, like 20 to 2025, 2050 area, I think that's worth defending. So you got to start your longs just a bit earlier than that. So I would say like, 2075, 2080, things like that. Put an order there. Hope you can get something off the open and then run this back to the high side. The report wasn't good enough, in my opinion, to get this thing going. But brand new companies, so hey, if the shorts are out there, they could get squeezed.
All right, guys, lots of people joining us for the first time so far this morning. Welcome. If you are joining us for the first time, hit the like button and subscribe, guys, so we can let you know when we come on every single morning. If you're wondering what we are talking about, this is the Morning Movers watch list. We send it out every single morning before we come on at 9 o'clock, right to your inbox. All the stocks that are moving around in the pre-market. There's Datadog, yeah, lower this morning. We'll talk about that coming up. And you get a little educational video there from yesterday. So everything moving around in the pre-market. We do all your homework for you. You join us at 9 o'clock. We talk about how we are going to approach trading these when the market does open. We'll shift down to the next one, which is AMD. Yeah, teaming up with IBM or furthering a collaboration with IBM on some cloud computing work. Going forward, this is a multi-year deal between AMD and IBM. So we saw some of these chip makers specifically, but tech stocks overall kind of lower over the past couple of days. AMD looking to gap higher here today.
It's not even, I mean, AMD was a monster gap up there, and I want to say a good job by Rob getting out in the mid-80s there when we did buy it in the mid-70s, but now you have a bump up. Look, I don't think this really does anything for AMD. I mean, I read over the story. It's nice. It's just a collabo. AMD has so much going for them that I don't even really worry about this for AMD. I think it's good. Obviously, it's ticking up. You have NASDAQ up 1%, AMD up 1.5. That kind of makes sense to me right there. I love this 79.50 level. I sent out 80 and a quarter to everybody because yesterday 80 and a quarter was right around here, right where we sort of failed on that top. So if we can break 80 and a quarter, I like it, but here's 79.50 is a good one. It's more of a savior, guys, for IBM because now IBM finally, that's been doing, I mean, look at IBM's chart. I was actually invested in this for the dividend, dumped it once we broke lower. I don't even remember where. It was way back. It was even before the pandemic. But look at IBM. Like, how are you a tech stock? They're just a blue chip value kind of stock at this point, like bouncing from 122. Like this stock was 122 in April, guys. It's 118 today. So, I mean, you're not going to get much love from me for IBM, but I do think that this is possibly a game changer. They're finally teaming up with maybe a company that knows what they're doing. So 118.50, very, very low volume, 11,000. But AMD is always on the watch for me, but this puts IBM, if you're a shareholder, I think this is a good thing for you.
Yeah, I mean, no, definitely nothing to add to that. I think certainly Sean covered every single base when it comes to that, especially the flip side on IBM. I'm just noting here, ACB, it had a bit of a bid here, 660. Of course, it's still down 20% on the session, but a bit of a bid that just took it into the 680 price. Now, and we talked about this. I mean, the share offering 750 plus an additional warrant, and you can purchase. You can all read all about it on the watch list. The real context here, of course, is the multi-day fall that we've been having in ACB. We're getting very close back into some of that range before we had this little break, this post-election breakout. So that 580 is going to stick out like a bit of a sore thumb. There was some support higher than that at 630. You start to think about some of these levels starting to come back in and maybe finding a bit of a base and trading in a more what's the way to put it? Put it in the perspective of ranges that you would expect for a $6 or $7 stock if it gets to that 580, 630. Still some room to the downside for that to go. So watching 650 on the breakdown.
Yeah, we might as well jump down to Aurora Cannabis. Want to mention Alibaba. We'll do that next, but let's talk ACB here. Yeah, $125 million offering announced after market yesterday, $7.50 to $9. So warrant will get you one share at $9. So yeah, Neil just touched on it briefly there. Sean, thoughts on ACB?
ACB, yeah, I just hit the weed Batman and we'll be in the building again on this one. Look, I can't say it enough. I told you the story yesterday that my father phoned me about Canopy. I told him to get out a couple days ago on all the fluff. And then now today, You're going to see ACB get hit here. I think we can go long on ACB, to be honest with you. It's just the news is in. They've repriced. They understand that. So we dropped from $8.25 down here to $6, $7, $8. We're going to see if it breaks back through 2.5 million shares. I like ACB. I mean, if you look at the daily chart, I mean, I don't like it as a hold. I mean, that's for sure. I don't want to be involved in growers or anything like that. I'd rather be in. That's why we like Canopy. They have a very diversified portfolio. Look where this thing was, Brendan and Neil, just 3 days ago. We were $15 somehow, and then now today we're coming back down to $6. So if you want to play this, I'd play it with options, and I think we can get long again. I think we can get back into this 9,950 level. That's basically sort of below, what is this? This is 588. Okay, so we're starting to go back upside right now. Look, I like ACB for a long today. I think it's already been priced in there, and you're starting to see it break. I don't even really have any levels. This little wick here was 705. We just stopped it, and if we break 710, I'll go long right now on a breakthrough 710 just to see what it does. But I don't know. I'd still rather trade Canopy, to be honest with you.
So let's go to Alibaba. We talked about Singles Day yesterday. Both JD.com and Alibaba, big time numbers once again. Instead of the typical November 11th day, they started it actually back on November 1st. So it's been a week-long event. 56 billion, or the equivalent of 56 billion US for Alibaba on Singles Day. The bigger story, though, the Chinese government coming out with anti-competition behavioral guidelines that they're going to try to implement for online and tech companies, or online-based tech companies. So Baba back to the downside here. We saw that big flush off the open yesterday.
Yeah, it was two things, of course, for Alibaba. You saw JD.com move to the downside as well off that news from further regulations coming in, but Alibaba also suffered from potential restrictions when it comes to online microbanking. I think that's the issue with them in that anti-PO. But 265 did hold a couple times, so it was a good level we were talking about yesterday. Unfortunately, we're going to have to look at that one in the other direction, potentially at least. I mean, right now we're pressing back into it. There was a bit of a break of that 265. It couldn't quite break above the afternoon highs. So for now, we're sort of resting right below what I think is going to be that key price. And for me, I'm bearish below it and try to be bullish when we hold above it. So that's going to be that linchpin. It was a good trade there yesterday. I wasn't able to hold on to it. I want to still give credence to that level at 265.
Yep, and as we tweeted out, it's on our watch list as well, Alibaba. I like this 268, man. Just a break of 268. I've been talking about getting long Alibaba. I think this is a good opportunity here to do that. They're the best Chinese company, I believe, anyways, traded here publicly. And I just think you got to go with Joe Biden. It looks like he's going to be president-elect. I mean, who knows when that gets settled down? But I am definitely. Oh, someone there, Lester Newman. Also, what's up, Lester Newman? Think of Baba long-term. What do I think? Hey, maybe you haven't been watching the show too much, Lester, but yeah. Great call. We have like-minded thoughts there. I love Alibaba for the long term. Neil talked about Ant Financial there. That will get going once they unlock that value. We already saw them up to 310 or 312 on that news before it got shelved, right? All the way up here. Alibaba's now into a range where I can sufficiently tell you guys that I'm going to be picking some shares up right now. At this level, 260, 265-ish. If I'm lucky enough to get more long down here at 240, then we'll load up the boat. That won't be lucky because it will go against me, but that'll give me a good position, 240, 250. And I just love Alibaba, no matter what you guys think about China and the relationships with the U.S. and whatnot, trade wars. Alibaba just continues to knock the numbers out of the park. And as long as COVID's here and Alibaba's here, then I'm a believer in this one.
Let's go to Datadog next year. D-Dog on the NASDAQ. They announced better than expected third quarter results. Also gave a fourth quarter forecast that was a little bit above expectations. They also announced a new partnership with Google's Google Cloud platform that will bring collaboration between specifically Google's sales team and Datadog. So a couple of catalysts here this morning for D-Dog.
Yeah, look, you beat across the board, and it's going to happen to you time and time again with some of these tech names already starting to roll over. I'm loving this if we get down to and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but just be prepared if it does. Like 75 to 78, that little $5 range, you had some support there. It was a previous consolidation breakout at that price, so I'll be all over. Just want to let you guys know, FPRX, I've already been in and out of it once. We'll get to that later on the watch list, but 0 for 1 on some of these shorts. This one's going to be wild. It's a $20 stock, which already has I'm looking at like a $7 range here in the pre-market. So, but as far as Datadog goes, I am looking at yesterday's action. We like to try to look at the aftermarket at least a little bit to see what some significant prices are. And I love the fact that we bounced in the aftermarket off this 82, got to this 84.50 area, and then are basically now holding it. So, I look at this 84.50, and that's sort of that line in the sand for me. I mean, ideally, if we can bounce and run off of there, you're looking at possible gap fill breaks at 86 or 86.50 with 84.50 stop, or maybe if we just sort of hold off the open, a tight stop long. If it breaks the bottom, I'm not going short on Datadog at 84.50. I'd much rather see what happens at 82.
All right, Mr. Wicked, let's go to the next one.
Tesla, guys, back on watch here. I mean, we got to look at the EV space really a day. We get along with out having at least a couple of these on watch. No real significant news here. I thought it was interesting, though. BMW coming out announcing a all-electric SUV for 2022, specifically aimed at, they even mentioned Tesla's Model X. So BMW joining the race, the EV race here.
Imitation is the best form of flattery, but everyone's doing EV space now. And you know what? Like, what company isn't? And I think that you've seen it spark. We've talked about why I've loved Ford in the past, and I think for an investment, I love Ford a lot more. We gave that to you guys, Lester, at 650, and you can see where Ford is right now as well. But this is a 10-minute chart. I don't know why it didn't backfill right here. I just loaded it. Maybe if I hit enter one more time, it will. We'll see if it does. But 420, again, it's bounced off there a couple times. That's Tesla. There's a little gap in between here. I was hoping, maybe if I switch this to a 15-minute chart, it'll load a little bit better there. Yeah, I don't know what's happening. We'll find out. But I like that 420. There's a little bit of a gap there that we filled, that we could fill back to that level. You do have some big-time support. We've looked at this before, guys. 410-ish. Big time support there. We stopped at 405. We've talked about that level before, 410 a couple weeks ago. We defended that level. Some wins, some losses there. But if you're going to defend 410, you got to watch out for 405. So basically, we're down near some of these levels that if you are bullish on Tesla, and just watch the market here, I think you can go long safely, but you got to give yourself at least to 405. So that's a $10, risk at this point. A little too juicy for me to start the day, but I do like it. If it gets like 407, 408, I like the long.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have the chart up just so you can see. I know Sean was trying to show the 15 minutes. This is what he's talking about here. You just look at that 420 area, and you can go back a few sessions, go into last week or early in the month, and you're going to see this 420 hold up rather nicely on several pullbacks. So it would be a breakout at this point. $5 to the upside here if it does take it out. 18 to 20 would be that target area, I would think. And another name you mentioned. You mentioned a couple of others in the EV space. Bentley going all electric in the near future. So, everyone seems to be dipping their hat in, and Tesla, they're the winners.
Lots of little ones to get to this morning. Small cap, tons of them. There's 4 or 5 moving around in the pre-market here. We talked about it, and Neil touched on 5 Prime Therapeutics. There's a couple of catalysts on that one. They had 2 significant trials or data from trials that came back better than expected. Overall, though, this move is just off the charts for FPRX, as you mentioned, about a $7 range here in the pre-market.
Yeah, and the thing for this one today and yesterday, you saw me have one of my worst shorts. And today, pre-market, I'm going to keep things a little bit tighter here. So the first opportunity, I took some consolidation on this. And again, 300% is it's fantastic news. And the trial results are actually pretty impressive when you read through them, in all honesty. But once we broke through this pivot point here, and this was like 22.50 or so, I just said, okay, first shot is going to be a miss. If it holds this range in between 20 and 22.50, I'm probably going to try and stay away from it. You get a breakdown, I think we like it. If it tests the top, you have to go so far back to find significant levels that I'll be looking at both 24 and change and 27 at the high end here. And those would be the rollover prices I'd look at next. Otherwise, if 20 goes, I think then I can probably jump into a breakdown short.
Guys, we haven't talked about NEO much. I really, really like this 39.50 break here on NEO. It just makes a lot of sense to me that we could break this level today. And again, I'm going to try to go with a 15-minute here. So if I can I'll just try 10 again, see if it backfills a little bit. Yeah, I mean, 39.50, there was a few different levels back here. And again, I'll have to clear my chart. But yeah, 39.50, I do like a break. If I'm looking a little closer, that is sort of the low of the day here, 39.52 on NEO. So yeah, if you're looking short on that one, yeah, there it is. million shares to sell now on NEO. GE 1.25. My big bad friend here, Palantir 400. There's ACB to the downside. We're going to go long ACB if it breaks 710 to the long side. I don't even know what it's at right now. But NEO 39.50. Let's see. I'll take the short. I'm not going to take it pre-market, Brendan, but I do like it. I also want to give a big shout out. It's his birthday, Mr. Wheelie Man. There's the fireworks, and you're always reminding me about the water. So thank you, my friend. Stay safe, Mr. Wheelie Man, and thank you for supporting the show. Happy birthday, my friend.
Birthday,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Wheelie Man. Enjoy your day. Let's have a look at the market, guys. We'll bring Arun in here and touch on the futures. We're back in positive territory, as we mentioned, but this last move, Arun, back to the downside here. Where should support be today?
Okay, so I mean, it's not much of a move. It's more or less drifting in one direction. So from yesterday, I had 65 as a level we marked off, and we're sitting there right now. After having broken it pre-market, we're sitting right there. So the support I'm looking at starts around this area going down to 60. The full level that I'll be using is 30. So it's about 35 points away. So you got to find a good location. For me, I'm going to be looking for a decent risk point for me to look for a long. It's not going to be automatic, but I am expecting some pockets of support. First one starts around 60, then another one around 50, all the way down. Wherever the setup is, 30 is going to be my stop whenever that setup comes in. I'll be looking for longs starting now. Of course, it's got to set up properly, but 30 is the level. There's lots of pockets to choose from. It depends on where the market decides to bounce off of. And of course, if we break down through 30, 95 is still in play from that we had marked off as the bottom end from yesterday as well. So 95 below the 30, 30 is the closest one. And to the upside, we're good for another 70, 80 points. So nothing to the upside that I have to be worried about for now, Brady.
Thanks so much, Arun. We'll check back in with Arun tomorrow morning. Let's talk about Immuron, IMRN, back to the upside. There was a couple of trials that they had that came back positive as well when it comes to pathogens or anti-vaccine pathogens. So this thing gapped up huge this morning, all the way to 9.80. We're all the way back to $8 though. There's a tight little consolidation. Tough to find locates, it looks like, on this one, but tight little consolidation around $8 for IMRN. Above that, though, lots of room for this one, guys.
Definitely a few other ones, Fuel Tech as well, and I just wanted to touch in on that one briefly because I do have a position in Fuel Tech. Of course, I talked about getting out of FPRX there. But this is one of those, it's a similar play here. It's actually the third last name on the list here. It was just an earnings play, so we're not talking about anything too crazy. It's a little bit easier to somewhat digest. And I'm just going to note a few things. Obviously, bit of a break right through this previous 105 to 110 area, and then you have some levels to the upside like 140 and 150, which stick out. We failed shy of that, so halfway towards those targets in the pre-market. That gives me a reason to simply go short. I got a 115 area for the open, and then if it ever breaks through, I would look to cover and then see if we can't trade off of the 125 to 130 short side trade. The idea here is take some profit before one. If it goes back to penny stock status, that's the ultimate goal, and then we can start flushing this one out in the 80s and 90s, 76 previous close. So I think that would be the pipe dream target.
Okay, guys, another idea right here. Boeing, yesterday, you guys know, there, I hit the idea button. Where is it? Let's go. There it is. Idea. Okay, Boeing through 192.50. That was sort of the high. This is still a 10-minute chart. That was the high of the pre-market right now, 192.50. Some good talk about that. I think if China's going to give any concessions to the U.S. here, why not buy a bunch of planes? So we'll see here if Boeing can go. There was some good news there about that. So yesterday we had 188 long. It went to 195. So we'll try that again, 192.50 on a pullback. I do have BABA, and I'm altering some levels. 264.50 right here. We'll see if we go long, if we can break back above that. But right now, you're seeing the NASDAQ fall. Like, it was 1%. Now we're going back to the downside. So I do like BABA if we get back to 264, 265. But it's dropping, guys. So there could be a break of 260 coming on Alibaba, and that's pretty low for them. You can see we've already talked about their daily chart here. We're low, low, low. Like, if we break 260, watch out. We could test that 250 mark. So watch out. I'm looking to go long at 264.50 if that does come in. One name, I talked about it, but we didn't look at it yet, was Palantir. This is a name that we're very long. I'm going to try to hustle through this because maybe Neil wants to say a couple more things. But 14.50 here, the high as I look. If you go back to yesterday, we did have some struggling spots at 14.30. So it's nice to get above that. If you're going to go long, I would use 14.30 as a stopping spot. So right now, I don't really have anything to go long off of right now as I look through the charts. This is like one of the highest opens we've had for Palantir, 1466. We take out the high of the day. We are going to go long if that does happen, and then give it back to 1425, guys.
Yeah, the only thing I would add, I mean, I love Boeing as well yesterday, but there's some tariffs going in across the pond over in Europe on U.S. plane purchases, which in January you want to look out because those could come off the board potentially. So we'll see that as it shakes out. That's a positive for Boeing, as that was expected they would come. We're going to drop this countdown here, and in real time, Valeria's ready to drop it. Happy Remembrance Day and Veterans Day, of course, to everybody. Now, I'm watching lift here because it is falling already down towards this 37. It breaks 36 to 36.30. 3, 2, and 1. Let's ring that bell, Valeria. Market is open. Just immediately watching lift, trying to bounce off this 37 area. That's the first thing that I'm going to be having a quick look at. At 36.30 was that target price to the downside.
Okay, yeah, we're still ready to rock and roll here. We're waiting for Palantir to break through 66 or so. What we have on, man, Boeing, BABA, ACB. Let's check back on an ACB. I don't have any of these trades on right now. This is just what we're looking at. Okay, ACB does fade back down. We're going to look for a 710 break on that one as we talk about it. AMD, what level did I write down? Oh, I think we already broke it. Did we? 80, 79, 50 AMD. No, we're still below that. Let's go back and take a quick look. Yeah, we're fading back down here on some of these markets, but watch out, 79.50 for AMD.
Yeah, and just watching, yeah, there's a bit of a turn in lift. I talked about 36.30. It is what it is, guys. You got to be able to take this one if it gets to your price and not fight it too hard. But there is the bounce. I did want to dip buy and lift, but my rule was it had to be at the price that I wanted. It didn't quite get to that target area. I'll look to see what happens if we get above that 38.80 is that high, that top that we'll be watching. Alibaba trying to, it's not open yet, but it's trying to bounce back up to that 265. That's sort of my obvious pivot price that I'll watch heavily.
177. I was just looking at Square here as well. Yeah, we're waiting for 264.50 on BABA. Square 177. I think we can probably begin to defend some levels around here on Square. Let's go long a little bit right now. So we are long just a tad bit here on Square. And we also go long Palantir. There goes Square, guys, right away in the money. Can we take this dollar? We're offering that for the smooth dollar on Square. If we get it, bang, there it is. A great trade to start the day off on Square, as it's now $2 in the money. Go Square, go. Great trade there to start the day, breaking that. We analyzed that bottom. Boom! $3 winner off Square to start the day. Not too bad. Let's go. Palantir also booming right now. Long 1466. Well, it just came back. It was up to 1475. Let's watch Palantir now. Square, $3 in the money. Let's go. AMD also. We just bust that through the levels. Man, good day so far.
Just watching this IMR, I know Brendan mentioned this one very, very quickly. It is bouncing to the upside. I'll give you my levels here. I'm looking at 825. If it pulls back in, we got that one. Going to start that little short position in that name. Alibaba is still trending back towards the upside. 260, 250 right now. 265 is going to be my turning point. I said I'd be bearish in front of it, so I am going to start a short position that reverses into a long. I will not hold shorts above that 265 mark in Alibaba.
Okay, guys, we just took some out on what is this, Palantir. We just took some out 75s there. So that was obviously a good trade. Now we'll look to get out some more here on Palantir, as we didn't go hard on this trade, but we are going to try to take, obviously, the 7 or 8, 10 pennies or so here on Palantir as we go. AMD, we are lucky enough to get out at 60 there, but now we're coming back down. You got to watch these 79 levels. We're very nervous about the NASDAQ today, man. It was been very, very tippy the last couple days, so we definitely got to watch out for some of this. And the NASDAQ has not been as strong as the ES, which reminds me, I think we got to go back over probably to something on the ES, like a JP Morgan or something. Let's watch AMD here, 79.50. It's falling down.
Datadog also falling to the downside. I mean, they talk about having a couple of ideas for breaks to the long, and they're just not going to give it to you. I talked about not wanting to take it at 84.50, but you're seeing it try to bounce down towards 82. So I think that's going to be the bigger level on Datadog. Alibaba's still holding 260s here. Might have to trade down just a little bit or chase down a little bit to get this short in front of 265. Bren, what's up, bud?
Big mover past couple of days here. Zoom, guys, back to the downside. This happened. We got all the way up to 400 here right off the open, right back down to 391. So big range so far for Zoom. Lots of volume, guys.
78. Yeah, I was just looking at this, man. I mean, 78, like 89 or so, 78, 85. we'll get out of some of this AMD. It's just falling down right now. So we did take a little bit of a profit on this one. Now it looks like we're going to, if it breaks through 79, we'll give it just a little bit of room down here to 78.90. But right now AMD looks like it wants to make this move to the downside, but we'll hold it. We do have a little target there. We should have got more long. We will if it comes back down. We'll take a little long off there, but here it comes right back to the upside right now, motoring just a bit. Square did come back in, so we took a little more long. We're still going to try to use this 177.50 as our out. If that breaks, then we're going to get out here. But let's see if the market wants to go back up, and then we'll hit another home run here with Square as we have reloaded. So we'll try to hit a bullseye on this one, but who knows, man. Square looks like it wants to keep coming back down. That might have been the bump. Good thing we took that $2.
Yeah, and finally got into a little bit of Alibaba here, and obviously you're going to see it hold this little range. This is going to be a tighter stop short because I think we'll give it to like 263.50 before I actually level off at that 265. I think that's going to be the big pivot point. I want to see if we can scalp it into the bottom, but it looks like there was a bit of a bid at 61s on Alibaba. It's going to be front of my mind right now because you got to make sure you have a bit of an out here if you're going to hold that short. I'm just going to take it off at 64 because 65 looks like it's going to be a heck of a bit of a long trade after that 261 is held. So Alibaba, still my primary focus here. I am going to get back over to FPRX, which is looking like it's settling down as well.
Okay, guys, we did it again, and you are welcome. Look at Palantir, guys. You know we're long at this price, $14.65. It's at $14.90, so Palantir just continues to be, a face slapper there. Not only are we long and crushing it on the show, but you guys know that we have this in our own accounts as well. So congratulations to everybody long Palantir, especially you, Gregory, over there. Look, we're going to be breaking through $15, man. Big trade on Palantir here. Let's just keep that party going. Okay, AMD back from the dead now. So bang, we'll take off another 11, 12 cents there and hold this for 80. I wrote down 80.25. Just feels stupid not loading back up down here at 79. Instead, I was looking for the downside on where the damage was going to be. But hey, guys, we're 3 for 3 here to start the day. Roller coaster a little bit, but let's just keep going. There goes AMD. Pop, 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 pop off. Big time trading today, guys. Square now 90 cents in the money. I think we should take some off on the reload if we can get it. So we'll put an offer there, get some out if we can on 90-cent winner. 30 cents in the money on Palantir, and another 50-cent winner on AMD. Let's go.
I'm going to get to Brandon in a quick second, but I talked about there might be some bids on when you get a bit of a share offering on ACB. 650. Just saw one. And then a big buyer just stepped up. So playing a bit of a scalp trade off of that 650. You're only risking about 5 pennies or so. See if it can't run to the upside. Brendan, what's up?
One from yesterday. NYSE, big mover yesterday. If you remember, we had this huge gap to the upside, and then it just kind of grinded higher all day. Ended up around 360, 350 area, just popping up on a volume scanner through $3 for WISA, guys.
And it's this kind of a day today, guys. The money just keeps spinning, spinning around and around and around. We are long right now, 178.50. Reload. And we took that out. We also tweeted this out already for you. The Palantir, man, up last out 91. We'll hold our last 10% of this one and see how high this can go. So that's a big winner. So Square, $1.50 in the money. Bangs for everybody. There we go. You wanted the bangers, and there it is. Once again, we have another one for you. And here goes Alibaba, 264.50. We're long. Let's see if it can hold the top. Look at this market, guys. We got to get out of some Square for this $2 winner. Let's hopefully Alibaba can hit it. And yeah, you're right, Manny. We got this donuts. We got everything covered. Thank you, Manny, for that. Big day today. Hope you're exciting. Let's get ready to rumble.
Yeah, here comes that 265 level for me. I took the quick short in Alibaba, going to be out of that one, and then reversing to long at 65. That was yesterday's price as well. I'm adding into this ACB position. Now, again, still rather bearish in some sense on the name, but 650 was a buyer. I tried to yell that out as I could when I did see it. So I've got a couple entries at 55 here. We'll take some out on the way towards 75. Brendan, what's up?
Another earnings name today, guys. Tencent Music, big flush right off the open, 15.50 all the way down to 14.20. We're kind of consolidating bottom end here for Tencent, down 2% now.
All right, guys, we did take out some Alibaba there quickly, 51. We saw it fail at 75, so we took it out at 75, so that's just a 25-cent winner. We're going to wait for more, obviously, on Alibaba, as I do love this stock. Yeah, maybe a great buy down there. I said we could try to get long in the 260s, so what a great little buy down there. I just wish we were looking at that. We've just been hammering everything else. As Palantir now looks to break 15, it does. It goes through 15.05. That's a big-time winner, man. Square battling around a little bit. Let's see if we take a little bit off. and then use the rest as a high side there. We'll just cancel the rest. There's another winner there for 85 cents on Square once again. So it's hot dogs for everybody. Manny, thank you for the money for the donuts, but everybody just cashing in on these plays today. I hope we're going 4 for 4 here as Square just continues to
Sean, ACB just bounced off that 650. And remember, I'm still overall kind of bearish on the name. I think if it has to break out through like 7 to actually take a bigger long in terms of holding on for a bigger winner, but it does get up to that 675. This was just a dip buy off of 650 because I saw a bid show up. Sometimes when you see an offering, you will see some large size buyers. It tried to break through, failed break, and then a buyer showed up, and I just bought 55s a couple of times. So 75 was going to be the target. I only have 20% left. Not necessarily thinking it's going to be a monster, but I'll get the rest out in front of 7 and then look for a further breakout. Here comes 265 in Alibaba. That's the level I like to alongside. Brendan, what's up?
Here goes Lyft, guys. 5.9% now. It held 37 right off the open there. Big buyer stepped up, lifted it right through 38. So top end of the pre-market coming into play here for Lyft, guys.
I hate to say that we're done, but we've already hit our goal already. Like, this is huge, man. 79.50 AMD upside. There's 50 cents for you. You're welcome. Palantir, the biggest winner of the day. Huge trade for this one. Upside. We're almost out of that one. Oh, yeah, Square. $3 now, man. We buy. Now we're up to the high side here on Square. We still have that one. And then, yeah, Alibaba. We're in at 264.60, guys. It's 265.40. So not only are we doing backflips, but there we go. It's 4 for 4, guys, today. Big time trading. So here's the trophy. It's full of my notes right now, as you can see, but there it is. Trophy lifting today. I love you, my kid. He wrote on here, best dad, but you can't tell that from here. So there it is. Happy Father's Day. There it is. 20, I guess. Okay, so thank you so much for that, and we'll just watch here. Alibaba's still going. I'm a little nervous about this one. Let's get out if it does break back through VWAP to make sure that we still have a perfect day.
Yeah, I'm still watching Alibaba as well, but it is holding, I want to say rather nicely. It does feel pretty good about this 265 for now. But Boeing here catching a bit of a bid. Look at the flush off the open. I wanted to be dip buying Boeing. Yesterday's prices, just to remember, 183.50 was a level 185. So 185 just bounced. If we hold above 185 on any kind of a dip, I'm going to get into some Boeing to the long side to add to this bob. But just watch out because the market is trying to roll over just a little bit. The NASDAQ is screaming, however, screaming up, guys. Brendan, what's up?
Sorrento, I just saw popping up on a volume chart here. Going to load this up eventually. Come on, hurry up. There's a headline there filed for approval for the FDA for COVID drops, which is apparently a drop form of an antibody solution that is supposed to be able to fight SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19, guys. So SRNE up almost 7% now.
All right, guys. I mean, it's like this has just been such an unbelievable day. Like, honestly, it's been so incredible. Here goes Square, 181 and change to the upside now. This is a $3 winner. Alibaba's $1.25 now in the money and still screaming higher. And Palantir all the way back. Hello, Palantir. So we'll get long now as it breaks. Like I said, we're holding that 10%. We're out of this one. This is what Palantir does, man. It makes these kind of moves. So watch out now. We're going to defend 1430. But a big move back down here on Palantir. We'll take a little bit more long and watch out for 1430 here, guys.
Yeah, 266 is going to need to break to take any more off for me in Alibaba. I've already taken a quarter off on the 65 break, so I'll try to take $1.50 on the next quarter and then run it from there. In new position alert, I do have Boeing here. It did make a bit of a bounce off that 85 level, so you get a higher low. Let's see if we can retrace this one a little bit. Boeing 185.50 is my average price. I got to get you to the loser of the day for me, and that's going to be Fuel Tech. I talked about this on a couple of levels here. It did halt. It halted to the upside. I covered it before that halt, and it just actually opened that back up. So Fuel Tech is now going parabolic. For me, you go to the daily chart, just to quickly give you some analysis here. You go to the daily chart, you've already found levels that you're breaking through. So at this point, either gets to this, and not talking this 180. It either gets to this like 265, 280 area for a reversal for me, or you get a halt that opens lower than that, guys. Alibaba, on the other hand, that just gave the $1.50, so 266.50. Talked about that line in the sand yesterday, 265, great level. We'll go with it again today and take advantage.
Look at this, guys. The fun just keeps on going here. I'm sitting back relaxing. Hey, Mr. Wheelie Man, happy birthday. We've already done that for you today. Alibaba, man, Square, $2.50 in the money. Already given that to you. Alibaba, $2.50 in the money. Already given that to you. Palantir, guys, you want to talk about reading a stock? Check out what you see right here on this level, guys. This is why we're sit back, relax. We're drinking some water right now. You got to stay hydrated. Look at this buy. Let's go back over to the screen right now. Hey, Valeria, what's going on? Hope you're having a good day. Look at Palantir. Look at this buy down here. 1440, guys. We talked about, I hit the key in front of you. I hit the key in front of you guys. So buy again at 1440. It's at 1467. This is how we're doing it, guys. We're just spinning it today. What a great day this has been so far, and we'll just keep the party going, guys. 1470, like we just made this buy. Market pulling back. Let's just get out of this and celebrate what we have and look for more, guys. Big time day over here.
I'm assuming ES pulling back because I just saw, I mean, we just broke 11.8 on the NASDAQ, so I think we're still screaming on the tech stock side. I know Alibaba's trying to level off here. It is sort of worth noting 267.50 and 268.50, a couple of levels here to watch from the pre-market. I'll take another quarter off, and then I'm holding the rest for a break. If it breaks the top, let's see if we can't get back to that 270 range on Alibaba. Brendan?
Here, guys, JD.com. Yeah, Alibaba and JD going here. Just broke 82 there. Got a volume alert for JD. So 2.5% now for this one as well.
I just got to reload into ACB, and I want to get over to Boeing just quickly. It's still trying to hold the bottom. I haven't taken any profit off, but this is the market is going up, and it's the NASDAQ that's leading it. So Boeing trailing just a little bit. I think it's got a nice little bottom here, but we might have a good price, but it is really a tech-driven rally. I'll take the last little bit off of Baba until we get a high break, so only holding a quarter of the position. Now it's going to be 270 or bust, and by bust, I mean 265, which is my support level.
Guys, we're just booming here, man. Like, Alibaba, slow down, Baba. I got to buy some in my own account. $4 in the money on Alibaba, bang, on that one. So big trade on Alibaba, guys. A monster trade on Square off the reload. Believe in yourself, and you can make this happen. So there's a big trade there. And Palantir, guys, yeah, just Unity, Vitaly, if you can. Palantir up to VWAP right now. So obviously a good little spot to probably think about taking some off. So we will do that if we can do that. And then AMD, man, we've already rolled that to the high side. Our best out's 87 off of a 50 long. So hallelujah for that one. These are all just making that cash and going crazy here today so far. So it's been a monster day. I just think that we need to think about getting out. Like some of these moves may be a little overextended. Oh, Boeing. Neil talked about Boeing. I do like the setup now. 186.50. We're going ham. So you got to get ready for that as we'll see if we can spin some more money your way.
I just don't want to get back to ACB for a second. Now remember, this long that I took off of 650, it bounced off that price one time, failed break, and then a bit of a bid showed up. I've seen that happen when we have an offering before. So I just rinsed and repeated it. This is a scalp style trade, not necessarily something I'm expecting to hold, for the duration of the day or for the most ridiculous move ever. But I like that level as long as the buyer remains. Boeing just turned around literally right off of my order here. So, trying to take a quick dollar out of the first. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can. We'll do a little backflip for that one. Just the first half we'll take off for the dollar. Like I mentioned, it was the NQ leading most of this push to the upside. So you get a good look on some of those tech names. Of course, Alibaba that you're seeing, and maybe a little bit of Square as well. The last half, I want to break VWAP in this 187 and then put a trail on for Boeing just to see how far it can go. I don't want to shortchange it. I missed the long yesterday despite having a couple of good levels at the bottom. And then you saw how far it went. I know, Sean, yourself as well. It went twice as much as you expected. So I want to do the same thing here. If it gets to 190, I'll be happy.
Yeah, exactly. We just took out we're into Boeing right now for 50 cents. Did I hear? No, I did not hear Brendan yet. I just got my earpiece fixed. So we're going to be running on that. There it is. Yes, we are ready. What's up, Brendan?
52-week highs now for this fuel tech. Just wanted to mention another volume alert there. I was just double checking. $18 million microcap for this thing. 17 million on the float for FTEK. So 140% on the day. Now, just earnings, guys, on this one.
Yeah, the funny thing is that's why I took the hit on it. When it's only earnings, I feel usually a little bit more secure about it to the short side, but it has gone parabolic. I'm not going to get back in just yet, but got to go back to Baba here. I still have that last quarter. It's trying to break down below this 265. I don't like hard stops. I'd rather see it trade below, and you're seeing it now hold offers below that 265. So I'll give it a little bit more room, but I want to get out manually here. And the off chance it touches this level, which was a bit of a resistance in the pre-market, If it touches this level and bounces back up, I want to make sure I hold on. But if it breaks below this 246.50 and holds, I'll just be getting out of the last of my Alibaba.
I meant to get out at 265.33 or something, and instead, guys, I put 236. I just checked out what happened on Alibaba there, so that's why we're not out, but that's okay. We're holding this to the upside. I think that was a big move, obviously, so we can retrace back to about midway. If we can get out here, 266.50, we could take $2 on that one and we'll get out. So let's make sure that my square order is right, 179.80. If we break through 179.80, we'll get back out on square here. We let it go. We let all these things run, man, and I hope you took some out on the high side here. We are hoping for a little bit more. So if square drops down here, we will make sure to take the $1.50 on it, but we did have $3 on square, so we have given some back. Palantir, like this by far, guys, is just been, I keep doing the same trade every day. We take the break, we crush it in the morning, #1 stock on the desk, and then it comes crawling back down here, like crawling, tanking back down to 1440. And we talked about defending this 1430. So we do that, we put on more shares and then bang to the upside. And now we're holding a very, very small amount. And there we go, money, money, money. As Square comes out, we'll celebrate it because it's a $1.50 win. We left some money, money, money on the table though with that one.
Downside halt in that FPRX, so do watch out. It still hasn't broken this $20 area that I was talking about before. So if it opens below that, I think we'll have a somewhat smooth sailing potentially using that same $20 area as a bit of a short ramp. And then you look at this like 2150 to 2250 for a couple of outs that you can definitely utilize. It looks like Alibaba has held, and again, the risk of using an area stop and looking at making a judgment call manually when it trades down below is you're going to lose a little extra. But we have already taken profit out on this little long. So feel comfortable letting this make another attempt at the top. If it does fail below 268, I'll just get out manually for like $2.50, maybe $3 worth of a winner, and then look for another breakout trade. Brendan, what's up?
Another headline here, guys, for the airlines. Haven't talked about the airlines today or the travel group essentially as a whole. Weekly flights to China going to be 10 from the current 8 after American Airlines said they're going to start with back to China flights, or getting flights going back to China. Just came down to 12 there for AAL. The entire group, though, under pressure once again.
Go
guys,
positive,
Boeing.
Boeing. Boeing about to break 188, guys. Yeah. It broke VWAP. It's headed towards this 189.50. This was the bottom end of the pre-market range when it did a little bit of a flush. So I'd like to take the last out in front of there. I'm going to have to trail this one at some point, but I'm letting it ride for now. I'll let you guys know if I adjust any profit targets on Boeing, but already looking like a nice little winner. You saw Fart ran yesterday. I missed the bottom pick despite giving a price. Today, not happening.
Yeah, guys, Boeing, big time, man. We're bang. Out there for 50 cents. Now we'll hold this to the high side, guys. It's a absolutely perfect day for us so far today. BABA, now $1.13 in the money. We're going to wait. I don't know. I still have my order to get out here at 266.50. Look where it bounces at, 266.25. So we'll watch that. We'll keep that on our eyes, on our watch, and see if we can't do something else here with Alibaba. 265.66 or so to that high side. I do see a lot of you guys talking about MSFT. You guys know we love MSFT over on this side. So Microsoft, 215 and change. Hallelujah. That's been a big stock, a moneymaker. We'll find if there's any other trades possible here on Microsoft today. You know I'll be all over it, so let's find them for you. Microsoft right now running. We just did get into Hertz as well. I don't know what's going to happen here. I did ask for coffee earlier today, and I see Valeria delivering with the goods, guys.
Yeah, thank you very much, Valeria. I just got mine there, so you'll get yours in a second there, Sean. I want to go back to ACB, and I've talked about this before. This is more of a, look, what is that order doing down there? Let's cancel that. That's wrong entry price. Forget about 550. You're looking at this 650 area, and it's just that buyer that's held it a couple times. I'm just scalping off of it. And I told you guys, a bid just showed up, showed a heck of a lot of support, and I've been able to get it a couple of times for 10 and then 15-cent wins. Now, I got 20 cents once. I don't know that it'll happen again. Eventually, this level will break. When it does, 650 goes, I'll just be out of that trade and take a 5-cent loss. So that's the idea behind it. You will see me possibly work in and out of it. Worth noting, each bounce has been for a little bit less each time. So I sort of temper my expectations as to how far I'm going to get a winner.
Okay, Palantir, I still think we're right at VWAP here. We're going to watch and see what that does. Brendan.
BABA and JD.com getting attention today. Look at Pinduoduo, PDD up 5.5%. Just getting an alert there. Day high through 109 for PDD, guys.
Pinduo Duo, you say. Yeah, we love Pinduo Duo. That's a good stock, that's for sure. Yeah, all of these Chinese names. JD, I know was another one that you mentioned, Brendan, and we got to look at that as well. As I'm just trying to get out, Hertz is doing absolutely nothing here. Just to show you guys what I'm talking about, it's like 121, 120, just in and out for the flat penny there. And if you're using the OTC link, you can get rebates, but I'm not, so don't tell that to Jeff. Okay, PLTR 1475 to the upside, still going. Other than that, man, Boeing $1.50 in the money right now. 188 was a nice little high spot there. We'll see if we get some out. If it does crack there, 187.75. We may just take the rest out.
Yeah, you know, I'm sort of looking at that Boeing. I'm still maintaining my target. I haven't actually put a trailing stop in just yet. I might do that in a little bit here, but I want to go back to Datadog. Was looking for it to potentially break this 82. You did see it. I was hoping we would hold this level. It does not. The actual test, when it came down, it just broke it immediately. So even though it came back to the upside, the level was broken. That's why no long trade for me. When I get a dip buy, when I want to dip buy, it has to hold the level the first time. Otherwise, I'm not touching it. If you go to the daily chart here, just so you can see, we're ways away from liking it a heck of a lot more. If 80 didn't hold, I was waiting for like a 75, 76 area. So Datadog still on the radar, guys. It's just continuing to fall, and I was only looking to buy the dip. So not going to happen yet.
Yeah, Datadog. And that was, look, Datadog has been a big runner. I didn't like it because we really, really wanted the long on that one, so similar, but now that's only going down. We got to watch out for that one. Okay, Boeing is getting close to getting me out here. 187.60 or so. We'll get out of this one and just take our dollar win on this. We did let it go high there. And again, you know, as long as you're rocking with me here, you're long at 186.50, and then bang, we took out for 50, 60 cents, and now we're holding for that $1.20. So we'll wait to see if that wants to come in or not. Who knows? But that right now is Boeing, and I'm just watching that one go. And then Alibaba, we do have our target outs coming soon, just to give you guys that one. Again, like my script failed again on Alibaba. So we'll find that out, but 265.65. Look, 265.50 is where we were at, and that's exactly where it bounced, guys, Alibaba.
Yeah, I'm still giving it maybe that extra 50 cents to the downside, just in case it wants to try to run again. You are seeing the market come back in. Boeing now is starting to level off. I apologize for these little wicks. You're seeing some dark prints come up right around to my target price, oddly enough, 189.80. I don't know, call it that, like happenstance. If we're going to bounce through and possibly break this 188.60 right now, as that happens, I am going to give a bit of a trail here. I want to make sure I lock in at least a couple of dollars worth of profit on this bottom pick on Boeing. So let's go to Boeing. Let's go to Brendan as I put my trailing stop in Boeing.
Popped up yesterday afternoon, guys. We had Revlon, just a huge move in the afternoon, late in the day yesterday. If you remember, this thing went from $7 all the way up to $13, and then all the way back, or almost all the way back to $8.50. Big move again this morning, all the way up through 12. Really no significant catalyst behind this. Broke 12, we're back down to 10 again. Very, very halted downside for REV, guys.
And there goes Alibaba through 266. Well, at least trying to go through 266 one more time. Literally, as I yelled it, that's exactly when it comes right back down about 50 pennies or so. Of course, and then Boeing just trails me out. So I just got out of Boeing. I'm going to look for a dip buy if I can off of that 185 one more time. But I said I would lock in a couple of dollars worth of profit. That's what I've done. Alibaba is still consolidating higher, so it's still in the money. It does look like it's trying to turn with the rest of the market here, though.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just going to get out. My Alibaba, there we go. We're out of that. We'll ring the register. We'll just go Superman today, as it's been a big, big day for us. The only stock we're negative on is that Hertz. But there we go, Alibaba. We're going to get out. It shows a short sell there. It's because I had an order up there, so it gets reprogrammed on the trade list to represent a sell. But on our charts, unfortunately, that shows a short sell. We're out of Alibaba right now and belly dancing. You've seen the trades today and how great they've been. So hopefully you guys have had them as well. There's been a few tough ones, that's for damn sure. Palantir, not really. We break through, view up. Now we're going to be coming back down. I didn't even realize this went all the way up to 15 again off of a 1440 long. So let's put another order here, 1490. Just see, actually, you know what? Forget it. We're going to hold. We have 10% left. Let's hold Palantir as much as we can for that. And then we'll try to take into some rotation here back into NASDAQ names, because the NASDAQ has fallen down and it looks like Microsoft trying to make a base here at 215, guys.
Yeah, I just want to come back to one name from a little bit earlier. I said we'd go back to FPRX at some point, and it just opened up, and you're going to see it hold below this $20 area. So now it's going to be another short for me. Obviously, I took one in the pre-market that we took off for a hit. I wanted to see it hold to the downside or fail at 27. The latter happened. So I will be jumping into another short here in FPRX. just using the previous halt price, top of 2070. If you want to hold bigger than that in terms of risk, certainly not unreasonable to look at 2150 or so. But FPRX now looking like it's going to be a southbound trade for me. I just got in at 45. I can add a couple of times here as long as we're below that $20 mark. But 2070 or so is going to be the out.
And guys, sometimes we'll hit perfect on our outs, right? And again, this is not the ideal out right here, right? But you can see Bob now coming back to VWAP. This gives us an opportunity to maybe reload down here if you did still like the long. But there's that break. Unfortunately, like I said, we were trying to get out on this 267 and I repriced it wrong. Then we got greedy and waited at 266.50 and got missed. It actually goes up to 266.44. Then we say enough is enough and get out right there. But I'm looking now at a reload of Alibaba. And there it is, guys. I just told you we were getting long on Softy. Boom, we flossing that off. There it is, floss it, live it. We have the chart. Actually, forget about that. Okay, there it is. Floss it, tradertv.live. My head's in the way. Okay, look at this. It doesn't get any better than this. This is 1 minute. Long, 215.20. Out, 215.42 there. So a nice little 20 cents in 20 seconds. We'll take that, or I guess less than a minute. We'll take that, and then we'll wait for the upside now at Microsoft. We're going to get out, man, if it breaks back down below 215 to basically wash the trade. But I still think there's some high side here and a rotation back into some of these NASDAQ names, like we said. So 5 for 5 now. Add that to the board.
FPRX starting to flush down. It just broke 19 even. I thought my price through 1960. Didn't get the ad that I was looking for, but we'll take $1 off and then we'll look to play this to short side. As long as we're below this 2070, I'll be shorting pops. That just any increase in the price that runs into a consolidation area. I'll try to zoom in when I can so the scaling's not so ridiculous on this chart. But FPRX now looking like after the halt is starting to settle down and give us a nice little short trend to the downside here. I want to go back over to FTech because this one still technically going to the upside. It has had only one halt and continued further. It just turned around at $2. But I need either some crazy selling, which I don't think has happened yet, or I wanted a halt to the downside. So still watching Fuel Tech here, but nice short in FPRX. I want the dollar, about 15 pennies away, and then we'll look to see if we can't reload on a pop.
Okay, yeah, G-Tech making moves as well, and AMD making moves back down to 79.50. That could be a spot that we look to reload on that one as we look at more charts here. 79.33 maybe as a defense level down here, right where we sort of bunched up. That's 79.40. I think AMD could be definitely worth a look. Palantir, guys, 40 cents in the money, sorry. Microsoft did just bump. That was almost 50 cents in the money now. As we go, bang, let's go Microsoft. The legend is real, guys. We are here. Boom, another 40-cent win on Microsoft, guys. 4 for 4 as we go today, 5 for 5. Look at Microsoft, look where we're long, and we keep going up. One of my favorites is Mr. Softy, and you can see that one making the move to the high side right now. Another 50-cent winner on this, and we told you the NASDAQ was looking to rebound, and that's exactly what we did. We go over to our favorite stock. Give some shout outs in the chat there if you like the trading so far today. Already at 1,000 likes, Miss V. There we go. 70 cents now. Yeah, Miss V is loving this one. It's a chicken dinner winner kind of day, Valeria. So I hope you like the chicken wings. If you're watching this, wife, let's get some chicken wings going on today.
Oh, we can do better than chicken wings.
On the barbecue.
You can do better than chicken wings today. I want to see some creativity. I know Marissa's rolling, but I want to go back over to FPRX. This is my target. It is at 1560. I do think this can go $3 or $4 to the downside, especially if it holds this level. So yes, I am expanding the horizon just a little bit. I wasn't able to buy that little dip as aggressively as I could. You're going to see, short that little pop as aggressively as I could. That's because it's only falling to the downside. It can't even get me into more shares. FPRX has so much room to run. This was a $5 stock yesterday. So certainly it could go $3, $4, $5, whatever you have here. If you're long, you should probably already be out of this one. The NASDAQ is continuing its run to 1,800. So obviously we're still looking at some of those tech names. Datadog, I'm looking for a bounce buy. It just hasn't been there yet.
And yes, sir, there it is. Pigs get slaughtered. So let's take this beauty of a trade out here. We just go long at 215.21. And again, guys, thank you so much for all of the love on the chat. I'm not going to stop with the energy. We're not going to stop with Palantir. We're not going to stop with the chicken dinner winners. We're just not going to stop. And if you like that, then come back because the market just keeps giving us alley-oops and we're giving them right back at you. It's been a big day, guys. Let's go over to the board now, or let's go over to Brendan. I don't see him. There he is. He's at the board. What up, Beef?
Hey guys, 10 o'clock. Let's have a look at North American markets. Nice looking day so far if you're involved in tech shares. The NASDAQ back in charge. 2 days we've seen tech stocks coming to the downside. So NASDAQ back in charge here, 1.5%, 1.3%. For the 100, the composite there. The Dow, you can see back in negative territory now, 0.13% in the red. The S&P just hanging on to positive territory, 0.4%. Small caps under pressure, 0.13%. Very, very strong for the Russell yesterday, so a bit of a pullback expected, only a little one. Here in Toronto, the TSX 0.6% to the upside. Down in Brazil, they are negative, just barely negative for the BOVESPA. Let's shift over and have a look at a couple of things from the watch list. Still worth a look. I think this is Rocket. We had earnings on this one, still down about 2%, but we came into this 2075, which was the low from aftermarket yesterday, and held almost to the number as support, working its way back to the upside on decent volume still for RKT. Lyft, the other one that had earnings aftermarket, nice pop to the upside after the report was better than expected. 38.75 was a bit of a level in the aftermarket. Looks like resistance again, 38.20 to 38, maybe support for Lyft, still trying to get higher on the day. 6.5% for Lyft so far. FTech, the other one. This one halted on the way to the upside, 1.5%. We're at $2 now, trying to hold this 175 for Fuel Tech. That was earnings. Microcap with earnings, guys, up. Yeah, 123%. Back to you.
Thank you, Brendan. Datadog, I talked about looking for that entry point. It broke back above that 80 price. We liked it. So there was a dip down, 79.75 the low. It broke back above 80. I was able to get shares at 37. Of course, I would have preferred to have like 80.01, but beggars can't be choosers. And when you're trying to catch it on the way up, not the way down. So the first level I'll look to go into yesterday. Right at the aftermarket here, 82 was a bit of a bottom, so we'll take some out in front of that. If it breaks, we're looking for not the complete gap fill, but this area here, 84 to about 84.50. I like that little bounce, essentially risking about 70 pennies. To make 3 or 4 times that, depending on where your outs are going to be. That's what mine risk reward will be in Datadog. So first dip buy, we're in the money 50 cents, not taking any out just yet. Looking for 82, get out in front of that for about $1.50.
And guys, Palantir, I don't know if we have a disco ball, a crystal ball, or what, but this break was phenomenal here on Datadog, on Palantir, to the upside. We'll put this over here for you. To the upside, we'll move the charts over. Right there, 1467 all the way up. You saw me crush that. We hold that 10%, and then now we fall back down, and we picked it up at 1440 and just crushed City now, as we still have 10%. And Palantir looking at top side right now. Look, if you're joining us for the first time, you can just check on the bottom, man. This is me and Neil, all the positions we have, and the kind of damage that we're doing. You're seeing $4 out of Square. We're just into Datadog now, $2 out of Alibaba, whatnot. So watch our trades on the bottom there. I'm into Datadog myself right now at 81 even here. So 81.03. Let's see how high this one can go. We'll just, back up to VWAP would be nice, 82 and change.
Yeah, you know what? I love this Datadog, and I've been looking for a place all morning to get it. I didn't do this. I want to apologize in advance. If you see my head bobbing around a little bit more than usual, I know it's always a lot. I added a screen so I could have a few more charts to monitor on my left, and I'm not yet adjusted to it, so I'm occasionally doing this and looking the wrong way for some additional charts. We do have multiple things that we're looking at. It's not just this, this 15 I have on my daily, and then of course I got the level 2 and everything for you. We do have other resources on our other screens here that I do see my head bob around for you guys. I know it can be hard to follow. Datadog is pulling back in. Had I taken some out, and if I get a fill in front of that 82 for like $1.50, I'll look to buy the dip and then defend that bottom one more time. But until I get some out, I'm not willing to put more on. That's just the rule I'm going to have here. Going against a hard trend, this is short sell restricted because it's down 12%. So you've seen us fall, you've seen Datadog fall off of that earnings report. We're just looking to bottom pick here. I still like the strength even despite this little dip. And the market is holding up rather nicely, which certainly helps this position.
5, 6, 7. Okay, 1, 2. I'm just counting all the trades we've had today. Square, 1 winner. Palantir, 2 winners. Microsoft, 3 winners. Datadog, we're still in that. That's a winner. Baba, big time winner there. Boeing, winner. AMD, winner. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 for 7 today, guys. Big time trading here. Follow on Twitter. I've posted that as well. And make sure you get our watch list, guys. Sign up for that like ASAP. This is the one thing that's really, really changed how I trade. Although I haven't traded Lyft or Rocket today, but looking at some of these names really gives you a good idea here of what you want to look for in a stock. And if you're following us, you watch us at 9 o'clock, and you'll get some of these plays there. ACB as well. There's Datadog. We haven't looked at yet, Tesla yet, fuel cell. All these names are right here. So watchlist.tradertv.live, and your girl Valeria will hook you up with that on the chat. So she's going to put that up there very, very soon. Datadog, I'm looking just to get out. I mean, if we could take 70 cents on this one and just top up the day, we'll just continue to do that. Obviously, it was weak today. It's down 12%, but we could get a beauty retracement here in Datadog up to 82. You know what? I might just cancel this one. I was going to get out at 81.75, but now we're waiting for this VWAP to break. And then I have sort of targets of 82.50, so about $1 more, Mr. Wickens.
On Sorrento here, guys, we talked about that nasal spray a little bit earlier for COVID-19. They have an antibody nasal spray they're looking for approval from the FDA on. Just broke 7 there on another volume spike for SRNE.
Oh, Chastas, come on. This is very, very kind of you, but this is not true. I'd be nothing without the master, Sean. That is completely not true. If I'm your master, guys, please watch something like Mandalorian or something and go with Master Yoda. Don't take me.
Yoda's not in it yet.
As your master, guys. Do not take me as that. But thank you for the kind words, Chaz. Like I said, you've been a member here and followed us for a while, so you know that we're the real deal, and that's all that we're really trying to do is just keep it real with you guys and give you the trades and help you reach your trading goals. Education and everything is what we're all about here, and I hope you're enjoying the show as well.
Yeah, just continue to monitor Datadog here. I'm still sitting in that 75 to 78 area. My order's been in for a bit, and it's trying to roll over. If I had taken profit, I would be buying a dip that I think is coming back down to that 80, and I'm giving it to the low of the day regardless. But I want to get us back to Boeing just for a quick second here because Boeing did pull back. So I'm still happy with my trail. I was looking for an entry point a little closer to 186 on a dip buy. It never came anywhere close. I guess that's a bit of a bullish sign. I don't necessarily love taking a 188.50 breakout on Boeing, but that might be the only thing that presents itself, especially if we hold above VWAP. So I still want to find another place to go long in Boeing. Ideally, it pulls back and gives you like a 187, but I'm gonna have to take a small chop at this level here. It's actually 188.60 was the top of this move.
I mean, you guys want investment advice. I mean, rewind the clock. You guys can justify this as well. What did I say about people? I think it was Lester. Lester, if you're still watching this, give a shout out to what I said at the pre-market here when I said we need to, if you want something long term, you should be buying Alibaba. And if you did buy that 260, 261 and change, you're up to 269 right now. So that's not too bad. We did give that to you guys as a longer term play. And just again, I mean, I was talking about defending these 260, 270 levels. And if we could get longer, I said we'd be lucky to get this in here to 240, 250. So yeah, we're going to be loading up the boat here, and I hope you guys did as well. Look at this BABA trade, guys. How embarrassing is this? Long at 264.50. Sure, we're up $3 or something on BABA today, but my best out 265.50. Like for $1.50 when it's now in the money $7. You're welcome, Brendan at the board. Upgrades and downgrades.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at upgrades and downgrades for today. A few more symbols to have a look at here. Lyft, we've talked about. This one is just nuts. 5 prime with an upgrade. Yeah, 271% still. I want to mention Oxy over here, downgraded today. There's a couple of price target decreases on the energy group, but we are seeing a bit of a bounce in energy stocks. Datadog as well on that side of things. And of course, ACB. Top of the list after that offering. Lyft here with earnings, also an upgrade. There was a price target increase. I'll mention that in a second, actually, for Datadog, but 38.75 still. We just talked about that. 38.75 holding as resistance for Lyft at this point. DDOG, yeah, there was a downgrade, but there was also 2 price target increases for Datadog today. So watch $80 there for DDOG, down 12.5%, guys.
Yeah, analysts can always have their opinions. I can't say that was the impetus for the trade for me. It was going to be the those price target increases, but I'm not going to fight it. I'm not going to be upset with it. Breakout. This is a breakout trade in Boeing. I talked about liking a dip buy a little bit better, so I'm going to have a tighter stop on it. 2 ways you can manage risk. Either take less when you don't like the trade as much or have a tighter stop. I'm kind of going with the latter in this case, so we'll only give it back to about 188 because I'd like to look for an entry price around that 187 on a dip. It's going in the money for me right now, so if I'm risking 50 pennies, I'll try to take some off for a 50-cent win and then hold for what was the previous target, up around this 189.50, 190. But like I said with Boeing, once it gets into that range, I want to be holding net long and just let it ride. I'll go with a trailing stop once again if we do a further breakout. But right now, 189 looking like it's going to go. So 185 was the first long. This is a new one here, 188.60. Datadog is holding up at 81, so I guess I was a bit wrong about how deep that pullback would be. I'll still look to take off $1.50 and hold the rest.
All right. Yeah, Datadog, yeah, we're still in that as well, and we're still in Palantir. As we let it go all the way to the high side, I mean, that was a little silly there, not getting some out. I don't know how much we expect to get. Like, we got $1, almost 80 cents, actually, exactly 80 cents, to the high side here in a $14 stock, so we should have took that. So we're going to put an order now around 13.12, something like that, to get out of that one. Yes, Lester Newman, there it is. He loves it. He loves the call there for Alibaba. Thank you so much. Oh, and someone else on here said that they took Simon Property Group in the 60s there, based on what we said the other day, or what I said the other day. So let's check that out. 74 and change. Congratulations to anybody still long Simon Property Group as well. Even though this move has come back down, man, you got to be very, very careful. This is commercial real estate. We talked about the malls, and again, this stock will rocket on any more vaccine news. So if you're bearish on the bullish on vaccine news, you definitely want to look at Simon Property Group. I would say that's probably a little safer than anything else in this space, guys.
I'm going to hit the airplane because why not? We got it. We might as well use it. There goes Boeing once again. So we do take out that nice little breakout win. Now we're just going to hold till not the cows come home, but at least back until that 188. If we break through this range here, that opening range 189.50 to 190, break above that price, I'll probably move another trailing stop that'll be in the money, and then we're just going to let it ride. I would allow it to break the pre-market high and just see how far Boeing wants to go. I think multiple pieces of positive news here for them, and at some point in the longer term aspect, like I tried to throw in there before we got to the open, there are tariffs which could be coming off the board in January that are getting implemented this month. That's good for Airbus, the implementation of some of those tariffs, but if they come off in January, that's a bull look for there in Boeing.
Okay. My wife sent me an email on a pool quote. I'm not even going to open it. I don't want to get into a sour mood already. So we'll do that after. Okay. What was I looking at here? Baba. Yeah, nice little long there up to 271, guys. I actually did get filled before the show started, so I'm long now in the 260s with you guys. So yeah, we're putting this one in our long-term account and letting this guy ride. So I think my long was about 262 and change before the show did start in this area right here. So I just double checked. So thumbs up to everybody that's long Alibaba with us. We'll follow that one as a group together, guys. We'll follow this one. Let's check out Square up to 181. Look at these bottom picks. We go to the high side on this one. Let me hold these guys. Brendan, what's up, bud?
Another Chinese name, guys, Momo. We've talked about this one, software company. They have a social media platform over in China. Another one getting quite the boost today, 7% for Momo, coming up to top end of the daily chart range. Anyways, they also are reporting earnings tonight for MOMO.
I remember you, Momo. That also, Momo trades in Canada as well. So we definitely have a look there. But it's going to be Boeing for me. I'm still holding on to two other positions. One of them is in the money nicely. Datadog just cannot seem to break through this 81.50 area. And let's try to zoom in so you can see better. This little area right here just has a lot of trouble breaking through. I'm definitely going to take profit in front of you up, like I said, and then hold on for an 82 break and just see how far the gap does want to retrace. Don't want to sell this one short by any stretch of the imagination. Let's see if we can't get a little more aggressive with it. But also Boeing and FPRX. Now, I talked about this a couple of times, and apologies if you did miss this. I said I was reloading in front of 20 even for this short trade. Once it halted to the downside, I liked it better. I took the hit pre-market. Finally listened to myself in that rule where I would not dig in too deep before 9:30, and I would not get into a trade at 9:25, 9:33, 9:37. Wait for it to come down and then join that party to the downside. So that's what I've done here in FPRX, now sliding back to the downside. Because I've gotten in again, I will take some profit off in front of 18, rinse and repeat. If I can get some $1.25 wins, I will do it. You can see my target at the bottom there. I do have an order in front of 15.50.
Okay, we're back into Hertz. We're short 24s, getting out 22s, hopefully, but not a good one. Well, that's a good trade, but we'll wait to see on anything else. AMD is another name that we've looked at a bunch of times. Microsoft, I guess I wish we still had held this one, but Microsoft was such a great in there, down at 215.23 and out right there at 216. But now, as the NASDAQ looks to giddy up again, we are going to get out of that one. I'm just going to actually forgot to put an order on Palantir, so now that's ripping back to the high side right now. So I'm going to be right around here, 15, 13, or 14 to the upside there on Palantir. We'll see if we can't make that music happen as well. But right now, yeah, that's good, man. Look at Alibaba go, guys. This has been probably, I did the same mistake yesterday with Boeing, and I'm doing it again today. I thought the new haircut may make me hold something. I have no idea why I even just said that, but 272 to the upside, man. We were long 264. At least we got in our own account at 262, guys. But now Baba making moves to the high side right now. We should still be long 264.50. Let me know if you guys still got this big trade there on Alibaba. Wow.
Yeah, starting to go in data, dog. I have the same level of regret in Alibaba. I did say I'd put a trail, so that's what I did, and obviously you're going to get out of it. Jaw starting to drop here, at least a little bit. There we go. On Datadog, it is making a continued push here. So, like I said, I'm going to hang on for the rest. I got the $1.50 win like we wanted to. This was a bottom pick, and I talked about this on a couple of levels that I was going to look for off of the open. It tested the first one and gave you no bounce and hold at 82. When 80 happened, we liked that level a little better. As we mentioned pre-market, we got in when it bounced back above. So Datadog going to continue to run. There's no obvious target other than around this 85 area, which was where the flush happened off the morning. So if we do get a rollover in the 84 to 84.50 range, you'll probably see me dip out of it. Otherwise, let's just hold. My stop is already locked and loaded and ready to go at break even. Sorry, at $80. So I can still lose like 37, 50 cents on it. At this point, I'd still be up on the stock though.
All right, guys, we're just hit a chicken dinner winner here because we're done on Palantir for now. I just got out there at 08. I said I'd wait for 13, 14s, and I want to make sure that you guys know that I am out. You can see on the bottom, one thing we have long right now is Datadog, and that's 60 cents in the money. We did just get out, so you can get out at a better price. I got out at 08. It's now printing 10s at will, so you can get there, go now 10s, 11s, 12s. This is right where we called it. So I was sitting at 13, and I just, too many times we came up here and kind of stalled, so I just thought 08 was okay. We'll give up 5 cents on the remaining 10% of that order, and then it's time to go long again if we do break the high of the day one more time. I don't even really want to defend these levels. If we get back down here to VWAP, 1480 maybe, then we'll look to defend it. But I've seen these moves happen way too often on Palantir, so I don't really want to start buying in this range just so it can hammer me down. I'd rather wait. If I'm not going to play breakouts, basically what I'm saying is, then I'm going to wait for pullbacks in Palantir, and that's just not happening right this second. But look, man, it's been a good day so far. We're 7 for 7. Datadog pending. Brendan, small cap recap.
Hey guys, we'll go to small cap world once again. FPRX, the big crazy high flyer today. Outside of that, a couple of smaller ones that gave you, a little bit less stress, I guess is a good way to put it. This one, PFMT, still higher on the day, but right back to $1. So did test up to that 130 area. I actually had offers a little bit further than that, but didn't get hit up there. Wanted more in front of 140. We're right back to $1. So just working out of this PFMT in front of $1. A bit of a slow mover so far today. Let me shift over to the next one if we can. There we go. IMRN, we talked about this right before the open. This consolidation was forming at $8. Bottom end of that consolidation, I put the line at $7.90. So it needs to stay below $7.90. We're kind of just stair stepping down. $7, bit of a level if you go back out to a couple of days back. Ended up being resistant, so we'll see if we can't get down to $7 on IMRN. Another one, though, that was a bit of a slow mover so far, but moving in the right direction. This one just absolutely nuts. FPRX, a huge range from 23.5 all the way down to about 17 now. We bottomed down there around 17, so got chopped up a little bit here, but 20.5 up to 22.5 up to 22.75 on the daily chart. Very, very clear resistance. So had to take some out there, got right back in. So a couple of winners, a couple of losers so far on FPRX. Yeah, still 260% on this one. All kinds of volume as well. If you like those high flyers, guys, back over to you.
Yeah, these are poppies, guys. So in Canada, this means a lot to us for Remembrance Day. The same thing we will be doing, Rob and Vitaly, a moment of silence at 11 o'clock. So get ready for that. And please try to keep us up to that time because, again, you know, obviously it's very important to me and to all of us. So yeah, it's Remembrance Day and Veterans Day over there. So I don't know if they do anything in Europe, but that's what we're doing here today. So that's why the red poppies there, so you can see. Uh-oh, I just lost my name.
Sorry, just sat back down here. I want to come back to ACB for a quick second here. Obviously, I talked about the reason why I was taking that long down at the bottom in front of 650 earlier. It was just a size buyer. It failed break at 650 downside, and then a buyer stepped in that I went long in front of a few times here. If I was actually trying to bottom pick, I probably would hold through and give it a little bit more room, but that was not the case. So I just got out and have not re-entered into ACB. It's leveling off, but it cannot get through that 675 area with any sort of cleanliness or conviction. That's the word I'm looking for. So 675 does remain to be a bit of a resistance point. I guess it could squeeze. I'll watch that price in the afternoon for any long, but I'm not going long in that name yet.
Yeah, the only thing, again, you know, 7 for 7, Datadog depending here. I like ACB if we can break above 80, so we'll wait to see that one there with Weed Batman, and we'll hit something here that we haven't hit in a while. We'll see if we can get on fire here and smoke some ACB once it gets going to the high side. We could check in on the one that I recommend all the time, and that is Canopy Growth. You could see they're still digging along here and heading to the upside. This is a good stock. I like this as an investment right now, so you can watch out for Canopy going high side right now. I don't know. This again, you got to sort of wait for news on some of these plays. I mean, as soon as Biden, I think, officially becomes president, if that's what's going to happen, then these names can even parabolic much more than you've even seen right now. So get ready for that. This is a very, very volatile sector. As you guys know, Plug Power today. Wow. Plug up 10% here over on the NASDAQ. So plug.NQ. And it looks like it's trying to take out the high, is it? 2189. It just did, I think. Yeah, this is 52 weeks. Yeah, this is 52-week highs on Plug Power, guys. This has come from, oh, come on. There it is, plug.NQ. Let's go. There it is. Yeah, this is 52-week high up here, 22.24. Old 52-week high, 21.89. So that's right where we're bouncing. That's why that comes up. It surprises me a little bit there. But look at Plug Power on the daily chart, guys. Those of you that have been playing this off of the election, fantastic as well, man. EV space, Plug Power, just congratulations. I know there's a lot of you traders out there. I haven't talked about Plug Power at all. And yeah, that's been a big one. I'm not in this name and just wish I was. Plug Power, what a great stock. Let's go long on any pullbacks down here to VWAP, 2160. Wow.
I'm going to hit this one because, you know, Sean's the Street Fighter guy and I'm the Mortal Kombat one. But everything going back to plan in FPRX. I just got some out there. I said it would be about $1, but whatever. I'll take 90 cents. It's a basically bottom wick on this move. I just saw it bounce at 18.50. The second I saw that happen, I just sort of aggressively took some shares off. I'm going to continue to rinse and repeat in front of that $20 range. We talked about it halting lower. A couple of stops, you can use either the halt price, 20.50, or what I like is 20.71 area. I'm going to adjust it now to 20 even, just because you're seeing a lower consolidation level. But the initial trade, of course, was off of those levels. If it breaks containment, I like to call it, 15.50 is my ultimate target. So I'm still looking for $4 on the last of my shares. Brendan, what's up?
LifeLock just popping up here. It looks like there was an upgrade. Morgan Stanley with an upgrade on this one, but 2.3%. You can see volume just coming in here through $20. Or actually didn't get to 20. 1975 looks like was broken there on a bit of a volume spike for NLOK, guys.
All right, no joke for LifeLock right there. Good stock, good company, lots of stuff happening for them, especially in security right now. That's a good look. Thanks, Brendan, for that one. Okay, Plug right now. I just got a price. I'm actually going to ignore these wicks here. 22.22. I know that there's going to be a seller there then at about 25, so we will take it off if we do get long. But I'm just looking to break these little levels here. 22 and change, man. Like if we can break through 22.14, then we'll retest some of these wicks, which is at 22.20. So going long with an idea of possibly getting out some in the 20s. So only for 10 cents, and then let the rest break these highs. So you can even start a little bit here at 22. So that's my plan right now. We're going to watch out for that as Datadog just keeps going.
Yeah, and keeps going to the downside and just broke out. And look, I got to be excited about this one. I'm not going to look that old gift horse in the mouth. I said I'd take some off at 18. We'll get about $1.50 worth of, $1.25 worth of a win, and I'm still holding through on FPRX. It's looking like it wants to completely plunge. I will move a trailing stop. If we break this low and break containment, like I said, I still look for 1550-ish as a target downside, but I will have to move my trailing stop. I'm not going to give it all the way back to losing $1 when you start to go this far in the money. To keep things into perspective, I'll zoom back. This is the gap fill that we're talking about. This was a $5 stock, 27. Fantastic results, and nothing, it won't take anything away from the company, but a bit overbought. And once you see that halt downside, I love halts to give me an indication of some confidence when it comes to price discovery. Much easier to make some of these plays when you get a post-halt trade. That's exactly what happened here in FPRX.
I mean, look at Square, guys. Let me know if you're still long this in the chat. Like, we bought and picked this thing like crazy. Square was actually back at 185 on earnings day. You guys remember that we crushed that. That was my largest trade of the month, and this one is not because we didn't put as many shares on this. But what a great trade. Square has been to the upside. I love Square. My pick of 2020 was PayPal, and that was back down at 108 before all of this. PayPal got as high as 220, I believe, now 190. We'll look at PayPal to see here. It's forming a nice little top right now, but really no news on this move, so up 4% today for PayPal. What's up, Beef?
Carbon fiber maker Hexel Corporation, which is HXL, just popping up on a volume scanner here. 9.5%, apparently some takeover merger news floating around on the internet on this one. 41 this morning at the open there. We're up to 46, 9% for HXL.
Nothing like a good rumor. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. I mean, obviously, you like to see things a little bit more firm. I mean, when something's up like that and consolidating, probably not a place, at least for me, to get in when it's just rumors. No rumor here. It's just the actual truth. About to test 82 on Datadog. Of course, it also happens to be VWAP. It did give that pullback off of our previous exit there for a $1.50 winner. Now we're looking to see if we can break through. Once we're through and holding above 82, I will put a higher trail in, but until that happens, I am still willing to give it all the way back into 80 with this little bottom pick. We're still down 11% on Datadog. Lots of room to fill in that gap, so let's see if we can't get that to run a little bit further. I do also want to make sure we check back in on Boeing. We've talked about this one. I did get trailed on the breakout trade, and here's the thing. When you're holding the bottom pick, yeah, you might give it some more room, but I mentioned that this was going to be a breakout trade at 188.50, and that I would have a tighter stop on it, so yeah, we get to 50 cents, could have been $1. It turns right around at that sort of key price we talked about, 189.50 to 190. That was a key holding point, and once it crossed through there, I tightened my stop up to break even from 188, so we basically get flat on the rest of that trade. Now the key is, can we hold this higher low? This is 186.50. Any kind of sideways action, we'll look for another long in Boeing. I'm trying to find a few bounce spots so I can stay active to the long side. There goes Datadog to 82, so we're now almost $2 in the money on that. Going to let that one ride, guys.
Yeah, Datadog, yeah, we're in that as well. DraftKings also, guys. New position alert. So I'm going to hit the siren if I can find it. Where is it? Where is it? I know there's been a few canceled games this weekend. LSU, Alabama, I forget who they're playing.
Yeah, it's Bama. LSU.
Yeah, they got canceled as well. Okay, so DraftKings long right now, 06. It's right away up to 14.50. We can get some out here at VWAP. We'll take the 20 pennies and then hold the rest. But here it goes, guys. What a great trade here already happening for me. You know what? We should just take this out if we can at right now for this quick little win here on DraftKings. We go long at 405. Sorry, yeah, 40.06 there. If we could take a little bit out as it just basically runs right to VWAP right there at 24, we'll take a little bit off, and then obviously we'll hold the rest. As I like ye a lot on that one. We go long. Oh, Valeria's choking over there. We go long on plug right now as well, some through 22. We will take a little bit more through 22.15. So a nice little win here on plug so far. Long right now, 02. Get some off, and then we'll see what happens to the high side here as we look to break. What's up, B?
Another halt for Revlon, guys. We mentioned this one yesterday. Big move in the afternoon for Revlon, up to 13.5. There is a key date, apparently, I was reading, for a big loan payment due coming up by the end of the month. So Revlon appears to be bouncing on some plans to be able to meet this deadline for their loan payment. So REV halted again, this time to the upside. Valeria's watching what's going on over in Europe. About an hour to go in the session over there. V, what's up?
Hey, Brandon, European shares continue to climb on the vaccine news. German stock BC8 is up more than 13% on the positive third quarter result. Back to you.
Earnings, and more earnings. Stocks moving over in Europe to the upside. Once again, guys, good to see.
Everybody's showing the love on Microsoft there. And again, guys, yeah, we had that one, but we're out. Like, we thought we were pretty good getting out right there. We actually hit the perfect at 216 because it does fall all the way back down. But we did not get reloaded. And now when the market goes crazy, you see what happens now to Softy as it just keeps on going. I love Microsoft, that's for sure. Plug Power, we just took off 10 cents. So just like I said, I actually, if you reload it, I called the 10-cent trade. So long at 03 and out literally there at 12, sorry, 02 and out at 12s. So that should be 10 cents there. And then we'll go long if it does break again, as I said, through 15. We'll take another long spot there, breaking through 15 on plug. We'll wait to see if we can get that plugged up for you. And then honestly, man, our out on that will be probably another 10 cents and then hold, hopefully we can hold half, at least half, upside as we've just broken through new highs on this name. We love Plug Power.
And another name that we talked about, and always follow along, make sure you're checking out our watch list. You're going to have seen Rocket off of their earnings. I'm showing you a 15-minute chart just so you can see the sort of this 2040, 2050 area. We're talking about this a little bit earlier in the pre-market, mentioning for some dip buy opportunities. It didn't give that off. It didn't necessarily give you the cleanest one off of the open because it was sort of it did touch 56. But if I'm looking at a buy area, and for me, it was like from 30 to 50, it's got to dip into that price range for me to catch it, or at least touch that 2050, and then immediately reverse. So it wasn't really there off the open. It does look like it's trying to come back to the downside. We're still down 2% overall in Rocket. Sorry, that's the daily chart there. But if it does make a push back down, maybe hold a higher low, that could be another entry into Rocket. Especially, look, if it gets down to that 2050 again and bounces, certainly I would have that. But Plug holding VWAP, so that's a bit of a bullish sign. Brendan, what's up?
Breaking upside here, big volume spike there, 4% still for Zoom, even though we've come well off the highs above that 400 level. Held 386 there, which was that kind of resistance area from yesterday afternoon for Zoom, guys.
Always real special. And yeah, now, I mean, she can't keep sending me these because I'm going to get emotional, but my mom just sends me a message, nice haircut, so I love you, Mom. I hope you are doing well, and you know, the kids, everybody wants to see everybody as much as possible. So hopefully we can get that worked out. And yeah, hopefully you guys are doing well. Yeah, we love you from all of us at the Katina household. What's up to my mother? Okay, yeah, DraftKings right now. Look, we're going to take some out. It's already been up here to 24, so I do have an order at 24. You've all saw that when we did put this on DraftKings. You know, the gambling continues, especially stateside. They have first mover advantage. Obviously, DraftKings, FanDuel. When you watch sports, I figure like that's all that you see are ads for these guys. So I like it. We've been buying this in our own account in the 30s, and so now we're really happy to see this back into the 40s. There it is. Bang! A nice little win there on DraftKings. Hit the cowbell. We'll hit some home runs as well. Do some slap shots as, you know what? Yeah, whatever. We're in Canada. Why not do some slap shots there? We'll smash the like, first of all. Come on. We'll smash the like, but first we'll hit the slap shot there. We're going top right corner there, glove side. Bang! And that's a goal. That's a hat trick right there for today. Nice little job here for everybody today. There's DraftKings. Took off 25 cents. Let's hold for more. Datadog. I know me and Neil have high side expectations, but it's right here now, guys. We may just take this off.
I mean, you're definitely seeing a couple of now resistance points. We talked about the one below that, VWAP in 82. Now running into some trouble like 82.50. I mentioned Boeing. I didn't want to step too far away from it. Like I said, you did get a bit of a bounce off of 186.50. It's now holding consolidation after trying to bust 187. So I'll take a shot here just to look, it's not going to be as big as the other trades we had. You're getting towards 11 o'clock. I'll give it to 186.50 or so, about a 50% worth risk. 50 or 60 cent worth risk like we had the last time on the breakout trade. So back into Boeing. I still have that Datadog, so I don't really have any troubles with it yet. But that one is running to a bit of resistance. I just want to come back to Alibaba for a brief second. Of course, look at that ugly wick. If Baba comes back down and gives you any shot at holding VWAP, that's a good trend to the upside that's I think worthwhile taking. So far, those dips have not been that big. It is worth noting that pre-market high, 268.50, that's what just is looking to hold right now. I much prefer down here at 266, a little bit tighter, but certainly 286.50. If it does, or 268.50, if it does go sideways off this level, that could be another re-entry point for Alibaba. I'll wait a little more patiently there. I already have a couple of longs in Boeing and Datadog to work with, and FPRX still in the money, $1.25 or so. I'm done taking a buck or a buck half on that stock. Like I said, I got to have my $3 to $4 winner on that.
Okay, we're going to get out of Datadog right here if we can. There it is. Bang! nice little dollar winner. Well, we'll take that. I think NASDAQ's coming down here, guys. So we're going to get out a Datadog and watch out what happens next to this stock. Who knows what's going to happen, but we'll see. Okay, we are looking also there. Plug Power. We just got some out where we said we would, but now it's falling back down. Watch out for the NASDAQ coming downside right now, but we do have targets on Plug, so we did get back in at 16. There it is at 20, exactly like we just said there, so we just took some off. Where did I just get filled there? Plug going to the high side just hits 20s. Let's see there. Yeah, so 24, 25. So we get out some, and we're just watching our, trying to be disciplined here on Plug, watching out for downside moves, of course. If we break down below, I'll find some levels, but right now I do like Plug. It just did touch us out some there in the 20s. Let's hope it can go more, guys. Plug Power. And then we did get out of Datadog there. You saw that. Wow, what an out, guys. Chicken dinner on that one. We saw the NASDAQ coming over. We flip right over, and look what we saved, guys. 82.05 we're out. It's at 81.24. To me, guys, that's a siren right there. That's, I mean, I can't, that's fantastic. Like, I could just get right back in right now and make 80 cents if I like that to get back in, and I may just do that here on a NASDAQ drop right there, but that's a good trade there for Datadog.
Guys, Nikola, I haven't traded Nikola or even looked at it till literally 1 minute ago, trending to the upside. It's up 8%. Just going to show you on the 15-minute chart so you can see here. But a big bounce. I didn't see any news. Obviously, we've talked about it. Leveling off on the bottom post earnings, finding a bit of support. 1760, we called that level out for you guys. And now it's held 18 consecutive days. Now, the run's already on here, so if you didn't already go long in front of that low, I'm not saying chase it. I certainly wouldn't on Nikola. That's just my prerogative. But I am now watching this 20 to 2050 area. And if we get about $1 higher and start to roll over, that's going to be a place I'll look to go short, maybe even during lunchtime. But Nikola now on the radar after seeing this nice little push to the upside, almost 10%. I want to see if it can't roll over in and around that 20 to 2050 area. Brendan, what's up?
Looking on SOGO, not seeing anything in the way of headlines. This thing was actually higher on the day. This is another Chinese name, but look at this move. 1.9% now, just got absolutely flush from 885 down to 845, all in one order there. So just going to check on SOGO, another Chinese name, guys.
Right, SOGO. As you go, so do I go. So SOGO, nice move to the upside there, obviously, Brendan. Thanks for coming with that one. We'll see what's going on now with everything else, though, man. Plugs coming back in, 2180 is going to be the out. So we may lose on that one. We'll see. DraftKings still bouncing around, and our Datadog just continues to plummet here, but I'm thinking this may be a good little long. Let's test it one more time.
So I thought Tencent was buying Sogu. But anyways, we'll have a look on that one just to see what's causing that to move there. Maybe there's something going on with the deal that's negative. Even if Nikola rolls over here, like I said, I'm not going to chase this one. When it comes to shorting, it either comes into the price that I want, a rejection, and then I take it. I'm not going to step in front of a parabolic move. So I know it is looking like it'll turn over, but that's not the only condition that I would look for. That Boeing long, we're still holding basically, I mean, right around flat, I want to say, but we did now make another hold to this 186.50. That's where I would just take it off. So it's now 3 times it's held this low. I can probably scalp some off in front of 188, take almost around $1 winner on that trade, 50 cents to $1, and then hold the rest like we did last time. So rinse and repeat the same kind of action every time I buy the dip on Boeing is going to be the name of the game here, and I want to see if we can't maintain a reasonable net long. When it comes to ACB, I'm still watching the 675 area. Every time I had the long at 655, that's where it had some trouble breaking through. It does chew through a couple of pennies and couldn't continue each time. So I'm not going to have any kind of a breakout once it ticks a penny above. I'm just going to immediately go long. I want to see it hold above that price before I would consider going long in ACB. Just worth noting, it did hold a nice low at 650. I'm not expecting crazy moves on the day of the share offering, but certainly there's definitely scalps to be had. I'm just being patient with it. We had some nice ones in the morning. Let's wait to see if we can't get another range for you.
Okay, and talk about being a little bit patient here. Yeah, Datadog. We are long that name here. We're only out 9 cents, 81.30. We're just going to try to make this rate back. Like, what a great out that was for me. Good trade on Datadog. We went one time here, 81. We just got out at 82 even, 82.05, sorry, for $1.05. Now we're going to reload the long right now. If it fails down between, like, we're just trying to be responsible here, guys. If it breaks down through 81, we'll get out. So we will lose on this 31 cents. plus slippage, but we already took $1.05. So that's kind of where my mentality is on this move here for Datadog. We'll get out again if it comes back upside, but right now, this slippery slope. Look at the NASDAQ just continue to fall down here. So I'm only going to take a 30-cent hit on this. We've already taken out $1.05. So siren alert for Datadog. Big trade there. But we can't have too many big trades without talking to Brendan because he's got everything. And now it's the sector board. So let's watch what's going on in the banking sector.
Hey guys, yeah, let's have a look at the S&P 500. Bit of a mixed story so far. We are higher on the day, only 0.5% right now for the S&P 500. You can see pretty mixed as far as what is moving to the upside. Worth pointing out, Etsy up 5.5%. We'll start out in the consumer discretionary group here. Amazon back to the upside, a couple of days to the downside for some of these names, but bouncing today. Amazon there 3% back in positive territory. TJX 3.8%. ROST, some of the retailers back to the downside again today, 3.5%. Ulta Beauty, big move past couple of sessions, but also pulling in. Gap there as well, 3%. So consumer discretionary, so Ralph Lauren approaching 5%. To the downside. There was a couple of downgrades on that one. Hotels, some of the travel names also involved. RCL standing out here, 3.3%. Some of the other cruise lines, though, holding up a little bit better. But this group, consumer discretionary group, is negative. X-Ray, HSIC, and HCA, 3+% to the downside for healthcare equipment makers. The pharmaceutical group is positive thanks to BIO and Biogen again today. BIAB having quite the day. It's all about the tech stocks to the upside. Really the only thing that's lifting the market up right now. Now ANSS and CRM among the leaders, 2.8 to 4.8% to the upside. HPQ, XRX here, 2.7% to the downside, kind of offsetting things. But overall, this is the big winner on the day. The tech group, financials. Yeah, there are a few here in the diversified group that are positive. Everything else, including insurance companies and the individual banks, all very, very negative on the day. Overall, though, the market 0.5% still to the upside, guys.
Thank you, Brendan. There's been 2 halts in Revlon, and it's continuing to run to the upside. I was just sort of scouting out where I was going to look to play this to the short side and when it does reverse, but unfortunately, don't have any locates on this one just yet. So I got to check to see how expensive it might end up being to pay for locates or the ability to go short for us here at Day Trade the World. But I am looking at this one now. It has sort of broken through that 1350. That's what I wanted to see happen. Ideally, we get another halt and then we can hold down. Well, if you're holding a long trade, I'm not hoping against you guys. It's just what I would be looking for the short. And then it holds to the downside, either holding below that original 1350 or wherever it happens to turn around. Though I cannot go short. Just took the paper cut on Boeing, so it's going to be the first hit on this name here. And like I said, I only give it like 50 cents or so. We did have some bigger wins. Obviously, we had a break even on our last trade after taking a 50-cent win, so mixed result. The bigger one was on actual bottom pick at 185. If we come back and retest that level, I'll try it once again in Boeing. But it's at that time of day where you don't want to risk as much. I don't think there's as much upside potentially in some of these prices. If we get back and hold 185, that might be a bit of a different story, however, in Boeing.
Yeah, and funny because we just took a hit there, our first hit of the day, so now we're 7 for 8. We take a hit on Plug Power. And again, it's a decent hit, but it's not huge. We did think Plug had chances to go. We did take them out basically as we talked, like long, you can still see, we may actually still be positive on Plug Power, but long 2201s, they're out 12s, out 13s, that this is the problem. It's the 2215 that we're still stuck with. That's the problem. So that's where we went long and lost. So we'll wait that. It does come back down. We get out at 75. I play those breaks, just nervous about VWAP here. We'll hold the last 10% for VWAP. If we can get back to the upside, this could turn out to be a decent trade, that's for sure. Datadog, just reviewing that one. I don't know if it went up there, probably not, 81.85, but if we can get back to VWAP, that'd be pretty sweet for sure. And then after that, man, DraftKings comes back down. That's why we take that out there. And now we get a little more long DraftKings, just looking to defend some of these bottoms, man, 39 and change. DraftKings, good long-term investment for sure. It's just super, super volatile. I'll show you here on the daily chart what I'm talking about and why I do like it. There's this consolidation spots right in here, man, 35. That's exactly where we dropped down to. I got long 35.23 in here somewhere, but you could definitely watch out for this kind of consolidation again on DraftKings. So that's kind of where I'm sitting with this stock.
Yeah, and I like that look. People are going to gamble. It's just going to happen, and that's the reality of the world here. So you got to watch out for opportunities to buy in that name. You might see from time to time I'm trading a name in Toronto, Clearwater. That's actually a casino getting bought up here in Canada, so a big deal. And I do some market making on the side, make some coinage there. If things slow down enough, I'll explain that a little bit in depth. Maybe we'll do a video on it. Actually, speaking of which, I don't know why we haven't done this one yet. I was going to talk about FPRX. But Brendan just continuously comes with breaking news all the time, and we talk about trading some of those moves in real time. You've seen Sean take some fantastic breakouts. Sometimes we're making some pullback trades, but make sure you learn about it. I always try to say don't jump into things blind. Why not be prepared the next time there's breaking news and you want to take an actionable trade? So on our Market Wisdom page, you will see that towards the end of the show. Valeria will have that link for you. I think it's a good one to watch because you know when something drops in the middle of the day. We saw what happened with Beyond Meat. There was a story, McDonald's possibly competitor, then there was a correction, and you had like $10, $15 moves in Beyond Meat in either direction when those stories dropped, and it's still continuing to be a mover today. So I love that video. Check that one out. FPRX, I was going to talk about this. It's still in the money, and if you see me in the money, 250 on this. It's not that I'm trying to be greedy. It's just that once it does this hold, it tries to break higher, tries to hold a bit of a consolidation range, a $2 range here, and then breaks the bottom, holds on the retest. I think I got this one, and I'm looking for 1550 as my target. So I think we're going to likely get it. So you'll see me continue to hold it. If it does break this little low here, it's trying to consolidate around 17 even. If it breaks this bottom, I will move my trail. No need to give it all the way back to 20 even at that point. I can then move my trail up to this level here, about 1780, and lock in a couple of dollars worth of a win, guys.
Okay, of course, yeah, and I know Neil meant Clearwater, of course.
What did I say?
You said casino, but
it is a casino, but
it's a seafood company.
Oh, sorry,
Clearwater
no.
Seafoods.
Yeah, my bad.
No problem.
There was another one.
Just
It was
people
GC that I was trading as well this morning. My bad. I am trading Clearwater. That was a seafood deal. But GC, that's the other deal. So I'm trading two of them in here in Toronto. My bad.
Yeah. No problem. And again, there is some controversy about the Micmac and fishing lobsters. You can read it. And actually, look that up. Actually, CLR, and you'll see more about it. Just because there's been some controversy there. And
the one thing I'll say about that deal is I've never seen a deal that, in my personal opinion, is not going to have any regulatory trouble getting through. I just feel like there's a lot of pressure to make sure that one gets done. But either way, we'll try to get back to that one in a second. We're going to go to Brendan. Just watch out if you're looking for a Boeing down around that 185 again. It is continuing to slide down. So I'm watching to see if we can get another retest of that key level in Boeing. Brendan, what's up?
Another one with earnings, guys. Jumaya Technologies reported aftermarket yesterday. JMIA, recent high flyer. Remember, this thing went from 8 to 20. We're back to 13 here. Earnings were decent, though, but this thing did sell off pretty heavily yesterday. But trying to hold 13 here after earnings for JMIA.
Okay, Jumaya, yeah, JMIA. Oh man, those.
Oh my gosh,
that stock, I laugh because that stock moves like crazy sometimes. So okay, plug power. There we go. So now it's official. We lost. It breaks through VWAP and we got out. So we'll flush ourselves down the toilet. And like we keep saying, we talk about our winners and our losers. Where I have so many things on this board, I can't even find it. There it is. We'll fall in a hole instead of flush down the toilet there as we find that one first. Okay, so that was plug power. I still like. Normally, I look for some consolidation. It's sort of consolidating here, but I kind of thought that this would be a spot, which is why I thought VWAP could hold and why we really did hold this one for a little further than we normally do on some of these plays. But I just thought we'd have some hold here. So I am going to go long if it does break through VWAP one more time, just to give this a shot. And then, like we talked about yesterday, it's not great to go back to stocks that you've lost on, but like Neil had a big win yesterday. I don't even remember the name, but it was one of those ones that was going crazy. Lost on it short, but then re-shorted at 10 or something, and it was a great one. So I think if the setups are still there, like this is really only one idea on plug. So now I'm going to put another one forward, and that is a breakthrough 2160. What is that top? Yeah, 2160. So 7 or 8 more pennies from now, we'll go long, and then we'll just use the bottoms here, 40 or 50 on that. So this will be a small risk here as we try it one more time on the power that is plug. Brendan at the big screen here with Money Talks. Look, the Canadian dollar has been on a run, sadly enough.
Hey guys, yeah, currency time. We're finally this week seeing a little bit of a pullback on some of these names as the US dollar bounces. We've had 2 or 3 days in a row to the upside for most of these because of weakness in the US dollar. But you can see the Canadian dollar there, about 0.25% to the downside today, still 76.5. The euro 0.5% to the downside, 17.5, 117.5 for the euro. So just nothing real significant as far as headlines, just a bit of a bounce in the overall US dollar strength. British pound catching that as well, 0.6%, 132. 131 and change. You can see both of these, Japanese yen, Swiss franc, back in positive territory, more volatility coming back into equities. So we're seeing a bounce in both of those. Australia, New Zealand kind of offsetting each other today. And yeah, look at cryptos back to the upside. We're still holding 15,500, 461 for Ethereum, 2% for Ethereum, leading the way today. Back to you guys.
Thank you very much, Brendan. Sean mentioned this, and I think it's worth going over. We talk about you don't want a revenge trade. That's always a bad idea, and it's something that you'll hear from traders all the time. I'm just going to quickly show you a 15-minute chart so you can see the perspective of what I was doing yesterday in GTech. And ultimately, I had a couple of what I call good trades, which is taking a bit of a rollover in the pre-market when it looked like it was coming back to the downside, and then the mistake was I got that trade out for basically just shy of flat, and then I got back in at 925. And I say between 925 and 935 on some of these plays, I don't want to be involved. But I get involved anyways. I take one hit. I then play off of this level again, which was a good level. So I don't mind the secondary hit. But it was the time of day that I don't love. Usually I wait for it to roll back over. That did not happen. So there were two trades in there that I call revenge trades. Then there were two trades that I have to take because those are my good setups. 750 was a level that I was watching definitely in sort of the daily chart and in the higher time frame. So when it tried to roll over through that price, I did have it. It did go in the money a little bit and then broke out. It took a small hit there. And then finally, 10 was the level that Brennan was screaming about. I was talking about it as well. And I did catch that rollover at 10. So it's not that it was a revenge trade. There were certainly revenge trades earlier that it was a mistake, and I called myself out for it. But you've got to take your positive expectancy trades. That was one I had to have, and I said it. I've got to be short this when I see the turn off a level that I like, and that was the case. If I see Revlon do the same thing, I would make that same trade. I just don't have the low case to put that trade on, even if I catch it or see it happen. That was GTech yesterday. I do want to go back over to one other name. I keep going back to it because I think we can't stray too far away from both Datadog and Boeing. In the case of Boeing, it is still sliding towards that 185. For the time being, it hasn't really held the bottom yet. It's still slowly grinding down. So I'm not just going to enter a trade anywhere. I want to see a higher low put in, some consolidation, maybe a bit of a volume spike, and then I'll jump into some Boeing off of that 185 level. It just hasn't happened for me yet.
Or so now we're up to 60, 61, 62, so we're running that back to the upside right now. Good trade hopefully here on whatever oops, I just refreshed some page here on plug. So we'll see here now. We are long at 60 actually, sorry, not 59. We're long at 60, back upside 64, 65. It touches as high there as it's trying to break through view up right now. It actually went as high as 68. So here we go right now, an 8-cent win on this name, but nothing to celebrate. Just let's see how high up this one wants to go. And NEO, after being down sub 40 for a bit today, it goes right back upside. Like again, looking at this, it doesn't really look like I would have been able to do too much here other than where were we in the pre-market, high 40-40, some consolidation. Yeah, I mean, this was a good break here. Some consolidation around the pre-market high and then a break. That's a good looking trade for NEO. So congratulations anybody still long NEO as that stock just keeps on moving to the high side every day, like down 1.5%. I mean, no big deal. You know what happens on NEO days when they start to run like mad. Here goes Plug, by the way, guys. That seems to be moving. We'll wait for Palantir to take off the top as well, but Plug just looking at, okay, 71s, there it is. So we'll just take some off there on Plug, out some 71s there on that break. So long 60s, out 71s. I told you guys we'd make that money back. We were 7 for 8 today, guys. But if this goes back upside, we could go 8 for 8. If we can get back to $22 or so, we will go 8 for 8. Look at DraftKings on a nice little buy dip down there, $39.93. We talked about protecting this bottom here. We don't get out right away. We wait for it to break. It doesn't. Now we go back to the upside, 40.11. Did it go that high? We're long at 98 here. We'll put some orders in this little area here, 40.15 or so, see if we can't touch some kind of a high wick soon.
Yeah, and just going to go back to Datadog. It is now consolidating below VWAP, so you're going to see. I haven't adjusted anything with the stop order. I still moved it up when we broke 82. I did move it up to this level around 80. If it does break down from here, I'll end up only getting about a 30-cent win. Well, depending on slippage, so at 30 to 35 cents, maybe a little bit more or less. Like I said, depending on slippage. If it makes another run through the high. Once it's taken this level out, 82.50, I will move my trail again, likely right around to just below VWAP. It could be 81.75 or 82. I'll make a judgment call on that if we do get a bust to the upside. So I'm still looking for a bigger gap retracement. I've done the scalp already in Datadog, so hopefully this one does work out. It is worth noting, as Sean said a couple times here, the market, the NASDAQ anyways, a couple of times trying to pull back in. It's back above 11.8. If it runs from here, Datadog's going to go. No question. I think we get that 85. But if we do lose, if the NASDAQ loses the battle and we slide back down, that's why I want to have a trailing stop to ensure profit.
Yeah, Datadog, we've already hammered that one. And here we go. It's the dancing gorilla time because give me 90s. Let's go, Plug. Did I just get those? No, I did not. We're waiting at 90, but we should get them soon. Oh, we just missed 90s, but that's okay because we got 79. It rips up to 90. Plug power, guys, going a little ape right now. That's why we hit that dancing gorilla. Up to 90. We were waiting at 90. We did not get hit on that one. This is a 25-cent win right now on Datadog. It did go 30 cents into the money. Like, look, our loss, guys, was only 30 cents there. So we just have a 30-cent winner on. So we'll watch that go back to the upside as we keep on making that money. I'm so proud of this trade, and I'm going to tweet this one out. Oh, and what's up to Ken? I just give a big shout out to you, Ken. Said you made money from my Neo call somewhere in there. There it is, Ken. Great, man. Where is it? It's up here. There it is. I took that Neo break on your tweet. Thank you. You're welcome. That's why follow us. Follow me on Twitter. Follow all of us. I put out those breaking spots as well. So good job there for you, Ken. And here's what I'm talking about. Datadog, like this is how you just keep, we have a video out there, guys, that says like how to make more money or something like that, how to make more profitable trades. This is how. Like when you start seeing the NASDAQ come down right here, I basically just market this out, get out right here, and then reload. Like it just drop. This is in 1-2 minutes. Like we take the $1.05 and then 2 minutes later we get right back in, and now we could take out another 80 cents. So like we're just, even though this move right here, guys, is only like, I'm long here 81, it goes up to 82.50. So the most I can get is $1.50. I'm gonna get $1.50 anyways on reloads and less risk. So that's how you trade, guys. And there it is again, another one. Chicken dinner winners for everybody. Neil might be right. With the trading today, it could be lobsters tonight, but I don't know. I'll find out what we're
Whatever happened to that shortage that everyone was talking about with lobsters.
Yeah, I know, not lobster. I don't want to get lobsters unless it's those Micmac lobsters. We just talked about that. Okay, good trade there, out for a nice little 20-cent win on DraftKings. That's 20 cents there, that's 20 cents there, and we're still holding half kaboom. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm sort of with you there. I did see the super chat there. Eric Asa asking about Mott's Modus GI. For a long-term hold, the only way that I would play something like this, you look at a daily chart. We talk about these levels here, so I would play it's a speculative type of play. Don't let it break through that bottom. Make sure you have a good risk to reward. I think you can get obviously 2-3x on those types of trades as long as you have an out. I don't like betting on things of this nature unless it's like that 10% that's entirely speculative. Look, we all know what day it is today. I want to go over to Brendan if we can, because it's a Veterans Day, Remembrance Day, and we just want to make sure we give a little bit of our outlook and, of course, appreciation.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. It is both Veterans Day and Remembrance Day here in Canada, or if you're in the U.S., obviously, acknowledging Veterans Day. So we're going to take a pause here, guys, for just a brief moment.
Hey guys, European shares continue to climb on the vaccine news. Britain is up 1.23%. France is up 0.43%. Spain is up 0.99%. And Germany is up 0.39%. German energy firm E.ON is a positive mover as it said that demand recovered from the coronavirus faster than expected. Back to traders.
Thank you very much there, Valeria. So, obviously, it is a day that I think is worthwhile remembering. As we mentioned here, I don't usually tweet things out like this. So, if you do check my Twitter, for those of you in Canada, I dropped a little website. If you feel like giving, I think it's always a good time to do so, but especially today. Going to go back to Alibaba here. We're talking about that 265 level. Obviously, there was some good. It was a great breakout trade from that price. I should have given it a little bit more. I talked about trailing it. You give yourself a trail, it's going to happen. I get out on that trail, and then, of course, it goes to 270. Now it's trying to hold that 265 once again. Interesting bounce point. We talked about waiting for VWAP. Here it is right now. If it can hold 265, I think it could be another ramp up. Just remember, that battle happening in the NASDAQ is still there at 11.8. I've got my out in Datadog, so I'm trying to hang on to that one for a bigger win. But I'll be out of it for still profit as long as we break down. I'm not going to take this long in Alibaba if we're still continuing to hold and trade lower on the NASDAQ. But if you get two things, both VWAP hold and a bounce and hold above 11.8, I think we'll get back into some Baba.
Okay, yeah, Alibaba, good trade there. I hope you guys are long with us in Alibaba. We were long early on Baba and let it go. I wish, obviously, we didn't do that, but we did. Alibaba there, long downside. What is that? Cancel that. Long here all the way up to 272, and we were celebrating a little bit. We did put this into our long-term account, so those of you that want some long-term plays, I do like Alibaba for this, right about here, 260, 270 and change. I like Alibaba long if you guys are interested in that play for a longer-term account. We have the IPO. We have various things happening with Alibaba, guys. I do like that trade. I'm really not into anything else yet. We'll wait, though. We still have Plug Power. That rips all the way to 90. Can you believe that or not? And we don't get hit there. So I don't know what's happened on that trade. But Plug Power comes all the way back down. We're going to get out if it does break through. 2140 here. NASDAQ pulling back down as well here, guys.
So you guys that are watching Revlon don't actually have those locates, unfortunately, somewhat, because this is what we talked about. You get the halt down. Thank you to you guys for pointing out in the chat when it did halt to the downside so I could have a quick look at it. Still didn't have the locates. Otherwise, obviously, when it tries to test above this 1240 where it did halt down, it does fail. Eventually gives you that sideways action. That's what we try to look for. Yeah, you basically would be taking a 12 wake or 1222. It gives you like that dollar, that 10%. But this is worth noting. You look to some of those bottoms. This is that low of the reopen at 1130. It holds there. Definitely, you always take profit in front of it. That's what I would have been doing. It still hasn't actually broken out of the range to the upside, so you could still technically be in this short and maybe give it to 13. Personally, I would be out of it, but that's just me. If it breaks 13, you're probably waiting for that 1450 area or another halt to consider a short. But if you're holding the long, take profit on these things at some point. But I mean, certainly, I think it's a little reckless to think you're getting much more out of this in Revlon. It could happen on a 13 break, but that's more of a squeeze than anything else.
And guys, I'm really happy with the idea that we had here on Datadog because not only do we have this long at 81.04 and take that $1.05 smooth, we reloaded it down here, right? And now we're able to get out one more time here at 80. I mean, I think we could break 82.50. So I'm going to tweet this out as well for you guys, just so you can see the kind of logic that was here in this play as we continue to go upside. Datadog, guys, one of my best stocks of the day, and we put a smile on this as we now have zero LFT. What zero LFT means is no loss from the top today, guys. As DraftKings continues to go up here, we're at 25 cents in the money on this one, and Plug now goes 13 in the money. So Plug Power making that money back for us as well, guys. Brendan, you got something?
See again today, guys, 12.5%. There was an offering, looks like, for AMC that came out pre-market this morning. 20 million worth of common stock on an offering. So AMC downside, trying to hold 3 here, but struggling on decent volume again today, guys.
Yeah, we talked about that one. Certainly always worth beating up on. We had some success doing that. Unfortunately, not today. It was just too many symbols to be watching and certainly trying to pick our spots. I still have this FPRX. I gave you the condition. I need to break below this bottom for me to move my trailing stop. So I still am giving it back up to about that break-even spot. So despite the fact that it's come back $2, actually still in the money $1 on this trade, believe it or not. So I do have a couple of options here. I'm going to take the second one, so I'm not going to say the first. I could just cover it if it broke back above 19. If it rolls over without violating this 19, I'm going to try and take some more shares and tighten the stop up a little bit, see if we can get a continued run on FPRX. Waited for the halt in this. We caught that one pegged. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get the locates on Revlon. It will be a different pattern because Revlon was going parabolic when it halted down. A little bit easier to take this trade when it was already coming back in an FPRX.
Yeah, okay, we also are waiting right now, guys, for Plug. We just take a nice little trade there on Plug Power as it goes back up to 80, and we got out. So we're still waiting for that 90. That would be pretty sweet if it does come in. I don't know if it's going to, though. We wait for Plug Power and 90 to hit. So that's a good little trade there. We're in at 60, and we've talked about that with you guys. So hopefully this is also a trade that you can have with us now, Plug Power. I don't know. We'll just wait to see. I took some out at 80 there. We are now out of 60% of this trade. So we'll see how far down Plug Power wants to go. I'm not exactly certain on what we're going to do, but I do have 2140 as a target area there for that name. So I do like it, obviously, to the downside here. Let's see how far Plug Power wants to go. Datadog, man, I mean, again, we just keep talking about the same thing. I say Pokeroo, you know who. This was such a fantastic trade there on Datadog. I'm thinking about just getting out now as this move was fantastic. We take, like, if I don't get out there, we're still just making that $1.50, which is fantastic, but we double it now with a great little base buy here. If you guys ever see something like this is time to go ham. You could have even gone ham here at 150.
Yeah, and just one other note on FPRX. If it does break that top, one of the reasons why you slide your stop a little bit is it could halt. You look at this on volume, and I know it's still below VWAP, below that 20 range, but if it does break this out, you see how rapid that move is. We could have a bit of a trade halt. So yes, I talked about reloading. I did go ahead and do that. I talked about that, but you do have to watch out. I'm not holding if it halts. Even if I haven't been stopped out, I will be punching out in the event that it looks like it's about to. It looks like we got the turn, however. I'll take some out for about $1.50 like I was before, and then holding the rest. And I still got a 15.50 target. I'm not moving that until I have a solid reason to. I haven't had that change of opinion just yet.
Look at Datadog still going, guys. 82.75. Punching Datadog in the face today as we do. And yeah, there it goes. Datadog, nice lead.
Actually, you just reminded me, Sean, I have to move my stop on that one. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. 82.75. I mean, we'll see now. I really think it made that base. And if the NASDAQ takes off, man, yeah, we are going to be hella big on Datadog. So we'll just keep watching that one go to the upside now, as I think there's more, obviously more to come here. 82, 82.75, 83. Like if we can get 83 and change, I think we could take that, man. Datadog making moves, Neil. Good trade for both of us here on Datadog. I'm just so glad that we reloaded. Like this is almost picture perfect. We got to do a lesson on this.
I think, actually, this is a good point. So anyways, we have a dip buy video, but I don't think we have one on, which is more specifically scalping the move on a dip buy when you have conviction. I feel like that's one we'll throw on the board. So somebody remind me that we got to put that one on, and we can do that video for you guys next week. I should hit this one. I don't know why we haven't, but we're doing some live videos today. So come back at 1 o'clock, and you can see us cover these topics. Post-election trades, I think, is a good one. Stocks to own, not to trade. I think that's one that a lot of you are going to be interested in. And then what should be a lot of your favorites, understanding your trading edge is the last one. I'll skip to that because edge is everything when it comes to trading. Tune in at 1 o'clock. We're live. We'll drop all of that content for you, of course, in the future. But it should be a good one today. I like all of those topics, and they're interesting. And I think we should add that one to the list there, Sean. Maybe a little bit more in depth about how you can buy dips on stocks that you like for fundamental reasons as opposed to just purely price action.
Yeah, and actually for this one, what I sort of was really liking here was the fact that we saw this coincides with this drop here in the NASDAQ. So you can see 934, and here we go, 1035, right? Hour difference in Chicago. So we saw the NASDAQ kind of rolling over here and got out instantly and then back down in. So I think that, yeah, it's like, that was just such a picture-perfect trade, honestly, on that side. So I was like just really happy with that one. So that is that. And D-Dog now looking like it may want to roll over. So we can actually maybe even get out here if we can on D-Dog and then watch out. I mean, the NASDAQ's still going high now. So this may be not a great out, but we'll wait to see if we do get hit here, as it just made a couple tops on this name. But there it is. Nice little out on Datadog. So there you go. To the moon goes our net. And there it is. Bang. New high for me today. Good trading, Sean. New high for me. We just got out, at 69 there, I believe. 68 on Datadog, so a bunch of prints there. So we are now out, like in here, out, in again and out. Great trading on Datadog. I hope you guys have that with us.
Watch out, FPRX, guys. It just broke 20s. I got out before it broke 20 even. I talked about this, and it could halt to the upside, so you want to watch this trade. I just moved my stop in Datadog, so if it holds this 82 level, I'll be looking good. I'm still like 84.50 to 85 as a target range to the upside, so it's just a different style of trading. You can certainly watch that. We'll go to Brennan, and then I'll come back and we can review a little bit. I see people asking about Bed Bath & Beyond, so I did want to get to that.
From the volume list today, Vaxart, guys, VXRT up 13%, just been straight higher after holding 375 at the open there. Look at the volume still coming into this thing at day highs. Once, big high flyer from the vaccine race. If you remember back on Monday, I believe it was, we had earnings on this, big move down. So back to the upside now for VXRT.
Yeah, I did want to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond. It has been on the radar a little bit for me today in the move. Obviously, I didn't catch any of these breakouts to the upside. Otherwise, you would have seen us talk about it. But it just had a failed break through 20 even and is now retesting that same price. It is lunchtime. It is that time of day where I start thinking about those plays. It's worth noting it is bouncing off what was a breakout price at $17.80 and also the 50 period here just above that $18 range. And you do have this level, and it's going to the 15-minute chart here. I'm observing above $20 at $20.40. So I do feel like it has a shot to break this 20 area and still reverse maybe at 2040. That's the only reason I wouldn't be dipping into what would seem like an obvious short right now. Sort of lower high being put in, even dollar range. If I take it, it'll be smaller just because of that 2040 level. I would also want to see if it doesn't make another failed break, and then I can short off that level that I saw from a couple of days ago. But I'll probably give it at least a few shares here just to take a chance. It's like I said, it's been obviously a fantastic and a fun morning here. But I do want to come back to one name that, I talked about this, and of course you're going to miss some trades, and this one's all on me. If I could hit my fail, I just can't quite find it right now, so I'll flush myself down the toilet for you. I talked about 185 on Boeing. We did have that bottom pick. It was a nice trade, great, but I didn't want to have this dip buy as well, and I missed it. It gave you right back into VWAP for that $2 move, and you could still be long as it's trying to hold that higher low. So yeah, we talked about this all morning long, that 185 level, and did miss an opportunity. I hope someone got that reload. If it breaks 187, I still feel like, that 190, I mean, this is where I wanted it to go. I tried holding and, of course, got trailed out. I tried grabbing another long there. I still want Boeing for continued longs in front of that 185 until it breaks and holds below. I still think it's going to be a long trade in the market, still trying to go upside.
Is that my wife's asking if I saw that email. You guys know that it's that quote for the pool, so I'm telling her I'm ignoring it for now. Datadog, again, what a great out again, guys. I mean, we could hit perfect on this one because there's the out on Datadog, 82.67, like perfect. It drops down to 82. You could reload there again. So I really hope you guys are trading this with me on Datadog because it's been one of my number one. Well, it's not my number one stock. We have so many that are just going crazy right now for me. But Datadog, Baba as well, a big one. Softy, we've talked about that. Going long here at 215.20 before perfecting that out as well before going back to the high side there. So that was a good trade here. Today's been a pretty good day, so we'll just continue to see what does happen. It's 11:14 right now. We go until 12 o'clock. Look, hit the subs, guys. Hit the likes. That's very, very important for us. We need to we do this show for free. The more subs, the better is what we figure. Anyways, what's up, Brendan?
It's a little headline involving Dish Network and also Qualcomm this morning that has this one, QCOM, nicely higher today. Just noticed breaking through 146 once again on some decent volume coming back in. So yeah, QCOM teaming up with Dish for a collaboration, guys.
So I said I would, and just maybe take a smaller shot here in Bed Bath & Beyond. It does start to flush off a little bit. I don't want to miss the party altogether if it does a break to the downside. But remember that 2040 level. If it does take out the high, I'll be long gone on a 20 break and then look for that 2040. I just saw 1500, and that'd be fantastic. I don't even care about 2,000 anymore. It's like 2,500 is a number that we like for the likes. And as Sean mentioned, hit that subscribe. I can't say this enough. We do this for you guys, so we appreciate all the love that you certainly do give us. But also, you want to make sure you don't miss out, especially when the show does start in the morning. I just got into Bed Bath & Beyond and then immediately starts flushing to the downside. So I could take it off for like a 10-cent winner now. I am looking for a little bit more than that. I mean, the 1940 to 1950, I think, is where it should probably run into some support. If it makes another push to the downside, maybe I'll take a third off or something like that for like a 15-cent scalp trade. I didn't like this nearly as much as I would have if it failed a little bit higher. But I just felt like I had to take a little bit of this, and certainly I could have done it like 10 cents earlier. It is what it is.
Okay, and yeah, I see you guys, and I love that people are calling this thing Donkey Kong now. I mean, that's really, really fantastic as we catapult ourselves through the moon on Donkey Kong. Once again, guys, we'll just adjust our seat here. Big time moves, 40-50. I mean, that could be a nice little target if we can get that. You see where we're long. This is a ho-hum 50-cent winner for you, and never really. This was in and out, and then we reloaded down here, out, out. Now we still hold 25% of what we had. So you see in, 3 outs. So now we hold a quarter left of this trade, and then breakthrough VWAP. That's why we get out at 40.25, and now we'll hold for the high side. So again, guys, today, AMD, Boeing, BABA, the only thing we're negative on, and we got close to getting it back, and I think we still have a chance at that, is this name right here. Plug Power came close, man. If we just would have got hit at 90 and a little bit higher, we could have had that one, but we don't. So that's Plug Power, the only negative stock on the board today. It's an embarrassingly low amount of money we lost on that, but that's Plug Power because we were able to take 14 or 15 cents here before losing 30 and then making it back right now. So we still could make a winner on this one, but Plug Power making us sweat it out a bit.
Yeah, and we're not necessarily having to sweat Boeing here because obviously we're not back in yet, but it's starting to get to that point. We're getting right back into this 185 range where I'd like to see it try to hold. It's still grinding lower a little bit. This is the time of day, and I saw someone ask, is it time to reload? You don't have to rush things when it gets to like 11:17, getting into lunchtime. You got to maybe play things a little bit closer to the vest here and then wait for your specific prices, or maybe catch a bit of a break if it does look like a buyer comes in on volume. Neither of those things has happened yet, so it looks like it is trending back down and wants to retest. I did just take off the scalp trade, so we'll give a little confetti action for a Bed Bath & Beyond here. So I'm short at 80, at 84s here. I just took some out at 73. And again, I'll get some out in the 60s and then again at 50. I didn't like this as much as I would have liked it at 2040, but it was certainly worth it on the setup that you have to take a piece of it. Still a positive expectancy there. Still hanging on to my Datadog. It's still trying to get above that 83. At this point, like I said, I'll just keep sliding my stop as we continue to break some higher levels. If it breaks through this 83, I'll probably move my trail up again. If it breaks through 84, I'll reconsider it. Once it gets to 85, that's going to be the decision point. If it has a hard rollover, I'll take it out regardless. But at that point, my stop is likely to be in that 82.50 to 83 area either way.
Okay, yeah, we're trading around here. Bitcoin trying to get to 16,000, but not really getting there. But we are looking at it. Bitcoin trying to make new highs. What's up, Beat?
Fuel systems, WPRT, another one from the volume list today, guys. Relative volume, not terribly high as far as volume is concerned, but for it, they did report earnings, 8.5% here. You can see it just popping up on a volume scanner through day highs there, 225. While I'm thinking of it, anyone who watches the energy market, both oil and natural gas numbers coming tomorrow because of the holiday today. So if you're looking for those oil inventory numbers coming tomorrow, Thursday, guys.
Yeah, Palantir earnings coming tomorrow as well. And I just said to Greg, could you believe this dip that happened down here at 1440? What a fantastic dip buy this was. Like, we take the break in the morning. Like, you want to talk about a dip buy? Like, wow. You probably won't find a better example than this. Breaking up here, $15 down to 1440, guys. So there we go. So we're adding everything to the toolbox. I really appreciate what you guys said on the chat about us knowing what we're talking about, and fooled you. But no, this was a good drop down, guys. 1440. We take the breakout. We absolutely destroy it. And we haven't done this enough, but bang, we'll throw some money around right now, guys. Exploding it on Palantir today. And then look where we got out, man. 1508 there at Palantir. So that was a huge winner. Okay, Plug Power, I see you. Trying to get back to the high side. I have no orders out for this one, so we'll just wait to see how far this one can go. High side here. Plug Power. We'll see if we can retest new highs.
Yeah, and just going to continue to, have a quick look at this Datadog. I am seeing what looks like, from my vantage point, a bit of a seller at 75. I mean, I talked about 83. If it broke 83, I'd move my stop. But I think if we take this level out from what I've seen the last minute or so, I'll probably move my stop because it looks like that could be a bit of a momentum push to the upside. That's what I usually look for. It was mostly dark pools that printed there, so not a lot of visible order size at 75, but there seems to be a seller that just keeps on popping up and back and forth through that price. So if it holds above there, that's when I'll move my trail. I'm still having a look at Boeing, but I wanted to get back to FPRX. And I talked about me getting out here right around this level that I was shorting all morning off of. Worth noting, this was that initial, when I take the initial short, I'm usually giving it to that halt reopen high. It tried to break through that and failed. So, that's obviously a bit of still a bearish sign. I'm going to look for re-entry below that 20 even. I want to see it trade below this 19 to 1950 area or hold, and I'll probably jump back into this short as it looks like failed breakout trade. There are a lot of times to see it go parabolic and halt. I thought that might happen, so I got it for a small hit. Looks like we could be jumping back in as long as we sustain this move to the downside in FPRX. Not done yet.
Man, Softy's still making highs here and are long at 215.20. What's up? Happy birthday. We've already said happy birthday to you, Mr. Wheelie Man. You're always the one reminding me to drink some water. So Trader TV Live. This is actually just a sticker I put on here. You can pick it up. We also have Trader TV Live mugs as well that you guys can pick those up if you did want that. Okay, just watching out the market here. Wow, still looking to make highs now, man. If we can break through. This is the NASDAQ right here, up 2% almost. And it will go 2% here if we go through 11,845. So we're not too far away, man. Just a couple handles right now away from the high of the day, 11,845 coming into play. And that's good news for us as we're long everything. Plug power, I see you. You're trying to go. I see you. We'll see if that one wants to go upside. That's plug power. I'm going to watch some Apple. We see some Alibaba. We gave a long-term portfolio call to you guys today. I'm long with you at 262. We take that trade in the pre-market, so don't worry, compliance department. That still happened after the day. So up to 271 now is where it rips. And we went long here in the show. 264, embarrassingly out for $2 there. We should have held that for a hell of a lot more than that. But Baba's still making moves to the high side. And Datadog, one of my proudest trades of the day, in and out, reload down here and out again to double our profits. And look where the out is, man. I'm going to tweet this out because super proud of Datadog here, guys, today. Big stock. It's on our watch list. Make sure you grab that. And that's about all I have to say.
I'm just going to go over to Vaxart here. Obviously, it's been a couple of days since I've traded this name. It's once again trying to make a bit of a move. You did see this breakout at $4, way back in the day. And this is on the daily chart, but you've seen it come back in heavily. It's always interesting when it retraces some of these prices. So the biggest breakout happens at 4, and then you get a retracement through it. Obviously, it's come back, like I said, deep retracement. I'm going to look to see if I can't play one of these turnarounds. Just looking at the 15-minute chart here, you do have a 45 and both a 515 level to the upside. So Vaxart, you're back on the radar. It's not quite there yet, but I'll look to play this rollover. It is worth noting here, though, just how, you talk about something which is, it's going up, not necessarily parabolic, but this is what you call a steady grind on increasing volume all morning. So this requires a lot of patience. It's obviously a very strong move. It gets increasing volume. And then every single muted pullback on the 1 minute here, it just sort of chews right back up. It's just grinding higher. I'm looking at 45 and then 515. If we get consolidation and turnover at those prices, I'm jumping into the Vaxart short. I feel like every time we take a pullback on Vaxart, well, knock on some wood, it's been good throughout this year anyways.
Yeah, I'm just tweeting this out. Like, this was only a $1.50 move here and again, here we go, guys. I'm just tweeting this out. You can see this is only a $1.50 move on DDOG, and we managed to get, and we got, we'll take this off the screen right now, and we got that $2.50 to the high side there. So I think that's just very important. And the other thing about this, guys, it's on our watch list. Like, this is why it's so super important for you guys to keep on with us here. Make sure you sign up for our watch list. I know we've had a little bit of issues with it, but Datadog on here today, guys. I can find, there it is, DDOG down 7.5%. So we called that. It's on our watch list, and there we go, man. We take $2.40 off of a $1.50 move. We're pretty happy with that.
I just want to get back to Bed Bath & Beyond. I talked about getting into this short. This is a good sign. It's consolidating lower. Just threw that in the chat for those of you that are paying attention there. You're getting this lower consolidation, 10 cents in the money, so that's a positive sign for this trade. I'm not going to slide my stop. If it breaks this bottom, so like 65, and I get this out here just below it, so I want to use that momentum of maybe some longs triggering out to cover me. If that happens, the last third of my position, I won't give all the way back to 20. I will then give it back to like 1980, the top end of this consolidation range. So that's where my thoughts are at on Bed Bath & Beyond. Brendan, what's up, buddy?
Biosciences, another one from the volume list, just popping up here once again. You can see big volume spike as we tried to get back through that 1650, but failed. This one higher today on an equity raise. If you remember, this used to be one of those little $3, $4 stocks that was a crazy one, a high flyer as well. But it's been very strong for the past couple of months. PACB, one from the biospace, guys.
Pack Bizzle. I do remember that name, Brennan, and I think we certainly were trading it a little bit when it was back down there. And it's been a nice run for the stock, to say the least. But you know what I'm going to say? If I see this on a 15-minute chart, I mean, there's a couple of things you're going to quickly look for. If you look at the 1620, if it breaks below there, I think it could be a bit of a floodgate type of a situation. However, you get a pullback like this and a consolidation lower, you look for the afternoon secondary break. That'd be like a 1670 area, or I just look for a shorting opportunity probably at 1650. So PACB is also on my radar. It's not necessarily a stock that I'm going to love as much as something like a Bed Bath & Beyond that we're talking about here, or I would have loved Revlon. Of course, I didn't get a chance to trade that with a locate, but certainly, PACB does fit that bill as something you could have as a retracement trade, or even a secondary break in the afternoon. But you'd need volume to come through. It is really tapering off at this time. I wouldn't just take any breakout at 17. It would have to have significant volume in the afternoon to make me take it.
All right, now goes Plug Power, guys. And unfortunately, I still had that 90 bid. And by unfortunately, I mean chicken dinner winner. Nice little move there, 30 cents back on Plug Power. So now if we can get over $22, then we may just have no negative stocks today. So let's wait to see here what happens with Plug Power. Still waiting on that one. So again, very, very pleased with how everything is working out so far for us today. We do have Hertz, actually. Hertz is one that we did take a couple hits on early, but look, not doing anything, so that's why we're not really talking about it. But there goes Plug Power up to 21.90, guys. And yeah, that's a floss spot right there again. Man, everything. I'm trading everything today, guys. Plug Power, BABA, AMD, a little bit of Datadog action. Really proud of that one. We just tweeted that out. Mr. Softy, my favorite stock. But hey, Palantir, close your ears because my favorite stock is you now. Well, still Softy, but I still like Palantir. Now doing nothing. Tomorrow's a monster day for Palantir as they come with their very first earnings report. I don't know, Brennan, not again, I know Brennan can do this pretty quick. If we could find out if Palantir is before or after market, maybe, just for our viewers, we'll find out. But I will be tweeting that. We're long at 9:50. And I just said to Greg, like, tomorrow's basically we're going to see. This is the truth for Palantir tomorrow. We're either going to come back to 9 or we could maybe touch 20. So I'm just going to wait to see what happens tomorrow. I think we got our money in at a good spot. So congratulations to anybody that's long Palantir. Tomorrow's earnings day, and we're just going to find out what goods they have there. And I don't think it matters who's in. A little bit of a political company there. They have ties to the White House and doing infrastructure plays, security plays, and whatnot. So data is the king, and Palantir, we're going to hope tomorrow can prove that to be the case.
Yeah, good look there. I see in the chat a couple of people saying it, and Brennan confirming aftermarket. So good look on the analysis, Sean. You always have to have a plan going into it, one way or the other, whether you're trading or investing. It doesn't matter. You should always have a plan. I like it when plans go to act here. You guys were all asking about Bed Bath & Beyond. I did have a bit of a look, and look, it's going to be a winning trade. Yeah, it's starting to roll over, but candidly, I would have liked it much, much better if it tested just a little bit higher. I think it would have been an even better short. There's my 15-minute chart, just to if I can come back to, sorry, that's the daily chart, the 15-minute. If it actually tested just a little bit higher, broken 20 even, maybe stopped a few people out there by holding higher and then maybe testing and rolling over at 2040. I think that would have been the real home run trade, and certainly more risk I think would be warranted. I'm going to move my stop. I said I would, so if it breaks back above 1980, I can't lose on the last of this trade or overall. And I'm just going to let this ride. If it breaks VWAP, fair. I'm not betting that it will. Certainly, if it bounces off this price, I'll just give it the break even, or maybe see if we can get something down around 1940. So good win over here on Bed Bath & Beyond. I'll take it as they come. Even if it's not an A+ setup, you should take your Bs and your B+, or whatever letter you want to give to that. Brennan, what's up there at the desk?
Fineon, just saw this INFI up 21% today. Big volume spike just coming in there right at 150, I guess 1130, German company. So European markets closing, but INFI, yeah, having quite the day, 20%.
Okay, Valeria freezing. I'm starting to get a little chilly myself. I thought it was okay here today, but now it's getting a little cold. I should refill my coffee maybe. Okay, here we go. DraftKings, guys. We were just loving this, but now you're seeing some consolidation again. If we break down below VWAP here, $40. Okay, DraftKings, you can keep going higher. That's fine. Okay, that's going to be a nice trade. Hello, Plug Power, 22.05. You see where we're long now. So again, scratch that. We're going to go 9 for 9 today. Pigs get slaughtered. Let's just take this back to the high side here and just keep on going, guys. Big time trades all through here. It's been a monster day. We're super pleased with the way November started. I'm having such a great month already, and we'll just continue to have it go through for you guys. It's only November 11th, obviously, today. Happy Veterans Day and Memorial Day and everything. Not Independence Day, there for you guys. So we are wearing the poppies. And again, thank you to everybody that watched and had that moment of silence with us. That does mean a lot to us.
Absolutely, and I think you can't say it enough. That's the reality, certainly. It's an important day. I do see Genius Brands here making a bit of a move to the upside. It just broke out on volume, so I'm going to defer to Brennan if he has any news there. I haven't seen anything just yet. There's some weird chatter, everyone talking about Valeria like she's some kind of a robot. Is this a real person talking to you on the chat? You better believe it is, and she's right over here. And she wants us to get to 2,500 likes. More importantly, I feel like we want to get those subs up. It was so much fun when we hit 100,000. And, obviously we're above that and we're moving on to the next thing. But let's see if we can't.
Well, guys, I'll work on my robot moves. I'm real. Hi there. And guys, please hit the like button. It takes just 1 second. And our daily goal is 2,500 likes. So smash it right now.
If we start making 2,500 regularly, like maybe we'll get Valeria robot animation. I would like that one. I think it would be a heck of a lot of fun. Obviously, we appreciate everything on the show. And look, sign up for the watch list. I can't say that enough because I can't think of a stock that I've traded today that wasn't on the list either today or yesterday. So that's what you got to watch out for. What is in play? What is a mover? What is worthwhile? What's worth your attention? Speaking of that, Boeing is going to be worth my attention. I still haven't seen a hard enough bounce off of 185 yet. It's still grinding downside. I am looking to play off this level. It just hasn't really tested the bottom or tried to break off of it hard enough here around lunchtime. Brendan, what's up?
Yeah, on this Genius Brands, GNUS, big spike there on volume through to 120. The only thing I see is that they scheduled a conference call in the next couple of days to talk about some recent business developments. So that's really the only thing that seems to be exciting of sort for GNUS, guys, but nothing else.
Recent business developments. Who knows what that is? I don't want to trade it blind, so I'm going to try and stay away from it. I talked about this ACB maybe turning range bound because of the share offering, so there might be some scalp plays. It never ended up sustaining a push above 675, and I was seeing if it could hold a higher, a low off of this level, and then I could maybe take some longs again. It looks like it's still this 645 to 650 area that's going to be in play. If I see during lunchtime the same type of buyer that I saw at 650 earlier, where we did have our wins, there is some size down here. I can sort of quickly show you all the way down. There is some size down here, but I want to see it test and hold and be real before I would jump into that long. But it would be a rinse and repeat of what I was doing off of the open there, where I was just buying in front of that dip, taking your 10, 15, 20 cent scalps. In this case, it could be 5, 10, and then just getting out if it breaks, like 5 cents below that. So ACB back on the radar, a little bit of a bid at 650 like we saw earlier and took advantage of.
Okay, yeah, we're just watching, mistake. We're watching Plug here, and it does get high there. We got a little greedy because we were thinking it was going to take out the day's high, but we're really light now. We still have 10% left of this position. If you ever see me in like a position for a relatively long period of time, it's probably because I do have about that 10% left on. And I always try to do my best to tell you how much we have left on and what positions we're looking at right now. So that's what it is. DraftKings, I've already given you those levels as well. 40-30, we're upside right now. We've got a big win on here for DraftKings. What is happening there? Okay, I'm looking to get out at 40-50 or so. If we can retest these highs, great. Otherwise, man, watch out for view up. We're going to get out at 40-20 if it does break to the downside there. But now we get a nice little winner here. Upside as we continue to go on DraftKings. Nice little trade there. Plug Power, we talked about that. The only other position we have on is Hertz, which is doing absolutely nothing. We've talked about that, so we're just collecting the pennies here. Short 20s, out 19s, but volume completely dried up on this name, but that's a pink sheet name.
Yeah, and Bed Bath & Beyond is still sort of grinding lower. I'll take the last out, like I said, in and around a 1950 or a VWAP break. Nikola is sort of on my radar. Of course, I mentioned this on the way up that I wanted to see if it could turn at 20. That was the price that I would like. You're seeing it level off here as the market's trying to grind higher. Can't seem to break above this 1968 is kind of technically the high, but this 1950 to 1960 area so far is consolidation. What I'm going to hope for is a breakout that tries and fails to get to 20 even around lunchtime, and then quickly jump into a short at the level that we liked on Nikola. It is definitely slowing down, so it hasn't quite gotten to that 10% to the upside, which would have been the ideal entry point for me. One last one to get to. Now, Brennan mentioned Pack B. It is still setting up rather nicely for both things I like to look for, either breaking down 1650, which I'll definitely have. The only condition that I would put on a secondary push to the upside, I've already said this, it needs to increase its volume. You're seeing it slow down, which is good for any short. When you see just absolute dead action on the stock, if it breaks a low, that's good for a short. But if it ramps up and it gets any kind of a volume spike running into that high of day, consistent volume going into that move, then you could take a breakout trade in the afternoon. Otherwise, I would only play it in the opposite direction, guys.
I just got the wife there send me this now. Hilarious. If anybody remembers these, this is a Blue Jays troll. So this is from 1992. Like, how much is this worth? This is still on the package right now. This is a World Series completely minted out troll from 1992. So Valeria was just turning 20, and now you're gonna see, like, this is a big item here. It's awesome. I'm gonna show my kids. Can't wait to do that. Thank you so much to the wife there. Made my day finding that one. I think that was from the mother-in-law. She was going through some old stuff there and found that. So that's a big time win, man. Trolls. From 92, the World Series there. Everybody in Toronto remembers where they were for that one.
What's crazy, Sean?
I was just a little kid, and I was running around,
actually,
Neil, let me finish for a second. I was actually running around banging pots outside with my brother when they won that first World Series. That was ham. What up, Neil?
I remember that troll. I'm a massive Blue Jays fan. Anyone that knows me knows that to be true. I'm even a season ticket holder, but I actually remember that troll. I have some memorabilia myself, but that one, I have not seen that thing in 20, 25 years, so that's definitely a good find. I'm going to suggest, if it's in good condition, it might actually be worth something to a collector. So worth checking it out. I mean, you can invest in all sorts of things, but anything is worth what people will pay for it. Call this one out for you, and look, Bed Bath & Beyond trade came, so I probably missed out on what might have been a better one. I talked about Vaxart here, grinding slow to the upside. It got a little more parabolic. We gave you two levels. It turned at the first one, shy of the first one at 485. So congratulations, anybody who either maybe took some profit off or actually grabbed that short. Now, if it wants to hold lower, give you a lower consolidation, it may not be as good of a trade in terms of that immediate snap down. But if it holds here 65 to 75, I'd start thinking about a short off that high of day. Certainly, you have some tempered expectations down around this 445, 450, where we already bounced once or even VWAP. But it's also that time where, yeah, I'll play that retracement as well. I like it better if it goes parabolic and I catch it quickly here, but I'll also take some sideways consolidation. Lots of ways to skin a cat. Of course, we're not really skinning cats. We're just taking trades.
Okay, apparently his name is Robbie. So I guess for Robbie Alomar, probably. He was my favorite Blue Jay back then, obviously, Roberto Alomar. There's so many. Actually, I love Tony Fernandez as well. Tony Fernandez was actually a family friend. I met that guy numerous times. May he rest in peace as well. Tony Fernandez, one of the best Blue Jays of all time. Maybe not numbers-wise, but definitely in attitude and everything. And again, good family friend there was, not good family friend, but a family friend there, Tony Fernandez. Okay, plug again. We almost got back to that high again. We'll wait for 22.22 here to the high side on that one, and that's going to be plug power. Other than that, we still have DraftKings, Donkey Kong, still hovering around, still waiting to get into that trade as well, but not yet. We haven't got into anything there yet. And then the next one that we want to bring back was Datadog, just to see bouncing around view up. I think that's a good trade. I know Neil's still holding the short on, or I think the long. Sorry, on that one. So if you did want to reload, almost like what we did here, I'm just wondering if this is a decent bottom, 81.70 there. Based on this as well. So some opportunities here for sure. Still on Datadog with only 20 minutes to go in the show, guys.
Yeah, so I did get into Vaxart here. 70s is going to be my average price. You guys can see it down there. Again, I'll just give it to the high. So that's really only like 10, 15 at most cents worth of risk at this time of day. I'm also Bed Bath & Beyond. I want to get back to that one for you guys. I moved my stop. For those of you that were not paying attention, I was going to originally give it back up towards this 20, that lower high. But once I get a couple of targets filled and it puts in a consolidation, if it just breaks above this 80, I'll just get out of it. No problem there. Otherwise, it just gets to VWAP and I can take it out around 45 or 50 or so. It's 11:40 in a segment that I think we all love. Let's go to Brendan for the morning wrap.
Hey guys, yeah, we'll check in on North American markets one more time before we wrap things up at 12 o'clock for the day. S&P 500 still nicely higher, 0.75%. You can see the Dow, 0.23%. It's all about the NASDAQ, all about tech stocks today. Both the composite 100, 1.8%, 1.6% for the composite. So making up the majority of the gains so far. The Russell still in negative territory here in Toronto. The TSX full percent now higher. Down in Brazil, they're lower still, 0.3% on the day. Top stocks from the floor here today for the show. You can see Boeing, Square, Datadog, and Alibaba per share P&L on that side for these symbols, guys. Boeing, Square again, Datadog, and what was the last one? Oh, Alibaba, right. The Chinese stocks getting some attention today. We'll have a look at Boeing here first. First big flush off the open this morning through that pre-market low, 189.5. Give you a nice opportunity all the way down to 184. Long opportunities then on the bounce all morning long. We'll shift over if I can. There we go. Is that going to go? No, that's still Boeing. I was going to show you Datadog as well. What an opportunity. Again, down on news, negative sentiment despite the earnings being better than expected, but opportunities both directions, short and long for Datadog as well. Let's go back over to Sean.
All right, what's up? Thank you so much, Brendan. Yeah, thanks for reviewing those. And I think that's important that we do that because those of you that are joining for the first time right now, you know, you can see the numbers at the bottom, what's happening, and you can see our positions as well at the bottom. You can see DraftKings long, that's 50 cents in the money, and then Plug Power, another 50 cents in the money, and still trying to get to high side here. Plug, I still have this on my radar to get going. And then not only that, like you can see, so Neil has all those positions, and then I have my positions as well. And then what rotates next is what Brendan just did, and that's the per share P&Ls as we go on that. And again, I tweeted this out earlier, but like, you know, this is real trading. I mean, like these trades, like for example, on Microsoft, this was a good one because I was like, you know what? The NASDAQ looks like it's going to be coming back down here. Let's find something that's strong. And I punched into Microsoft literally right in front of everybody and showed this trade. And I think that's true of absolutely all of these. We talk our way through, like I told you that we were defending this bottom on draft. Whoa, it went to 40.50. I need to get out of this right now. So like right here, we're long for real, 39.94 here on DraftKings. And these are real positions, guys. So thank you for continuing to join us. Thank you for all the love that we continue to get from you. But what we really need, maybe you can hit the button soon, guys, the likes and the subscribes. Let's get that going. We busted out this Magnum, the VOV, the big one here. Some of it on my dead, look, it's like bigger than my head here. What's up? And so we keep that as remembering here that we can do it again. Let's get to 200, 250, but 100,000 subs. Thank you so much. Much appreciated. Let's just keep this show going. And again, guys, share, like, post, everything. We love our family, Trader TV Live.
Exactly, and you guys absolutely are family as far as we're concerned here. So everything Sean talked about, it's so important. And that's why when we came to Vaxart here, both on the way up when it was trading in the low in the 420, 430, 440 range, gave you what I was looking for at 480. Now, I might not have got that trade, but when we get the second one here, it started to work out. Like I said, I just took off about 15 cents, and I'll go 15, and then down here, we'll try to take like a 25-cent winner, and then we get down to VWAP. So that's going to be the structure. I try to let you guys know what I'm thinking going into the move, so when we put the execution on, I can, I've already thought it through and done it out loud for you guys, but then you can see the thought process, and also in addition to the actual entry points, right? So it's one thing to show you guys the chart, but I like to hope that we're trying to give you our view of the market and what's happening in some of these names. Speaking of the overall market, we're still grinding higher in the NASDAQ, so I do sort of come back to my Datadog. All I've done is move the trail up. So far in this one, it is worth noting. I mean, as I look over the corner of my eye, the NASDAQ is pushing towards high of day, and we're testing VWAP to the downside. So Datadog did get sold off ultimately when it came to that earnings, and it was good earnings report. But if it does break down below this breakout at 1150, I'm going to take it off. I don't like the relative weakness here. My stop was below 81. This was a bottom pick type of play. I still believe that if it breaks 83, I would move my stop once again and trade this one all the way to 84.50 or around that price. But it is looking now relatively weak for the first time today as the market grinds towards highs and is testing that little low. So it can still go for me. I'm still hanging on to it. I've already got the bit of the scalp trade on the first bit. Now I'm looking to hold on for the rest. I just want to let you guys know why I would consider moving my stop up in the event that the market is continuing to go higher and Datadog can't get going even with that.
I did want to also give some talk here because someone mentioned that we don't never talk about what broker we use, but I see Valeria all the time putting in there. We were trading through Day Trade the World, so DTTW, a lot of T's and a W in there. Day Trade the World, and a lot of people said that. They wish that they had gotten this imbalance locator. Well, just join us every single morning. I'll post this up here for you guys, and this is what it looks like now. It's nothing now. These are all off now, but GE was a buy, Palantir was a buy. We saw what that did. Anyways, it's old news now, but we do have this for NASDAQ and NYSE, and also the imbalance locator. We actually, in the Stock Market Wisdom, we have some stuff there, I believe, on the imbalance locator. Google it, but Stock Market Wisdom, imbalance locator, we do talk a little bit about that. What else shows up on there that I think is really, really cool and important are halts, right? So as stocks halt on the NYSE or NASDAQ, they actually show up here on the imbalance locator as an H. So it says here, oh, I don't have condition. Oh, type, yeah, market. So it'll show on here H for halt. So right now there's nothing, I can sort this. There's, oh, wait a minute. Here, Rev. Oh, well, Rev one's off halt now though, right? Yeah, so these are stocks that have halted already today. Revlon and HXL. So they just got to update that. Those are old halts, but you can see they're active. That's something that's really, really cool that you can show on the imbalance locator. So again, guys, thank you for all the love for the show, but we do use Day Trade the World. Definitely check that out on their website. And we've done a few of those things, questions and answered about DTTW. That's also on our Stock Market Wisdom page. So if you do have any questions about what we trade with and who we use, check that out, Stock Market Wisdom.
Yeah, definitely. It's all about learning around here, and I talked through this one on Bed Bath & Beyond, but I just got trailed out. Now, the good news is still for a winning trade because I didn't chase it too far. I think that's the idea here. Certainly could have had it. If I liked it better, I would have been trying to get shares in around 95 or 92s because I didn't see it as an A+. I just waited and waited for the move to confirm and got 85s down here. But we get out at 80, so that last little bit is still a winning trade. Now, remember, I did still like 2040. So if we get a push up that maybe shakes some more people out and then turns around after breaking 20, but doesn't quite get to that 40 or 50 mark and rolls over, I'd look to go into this one more time. I basically was throwing some shade at Datadog a second ago, and then the market broke to highs, and then we bounced off VWAP. So Datadog once again pushing up, but not even testing this 8240, 8280, 85 area. That just sort of confirms what I thought before. The stop is now at 81.75. So if it breaks out of this range upside, I'll move my trail up and get my target. Otherwise, I'm now not going to hold through this little range break. Not with the market screaming and Datadog not filling in the gap just yet. So that's my little update on that name. I do also want to go back to Boeing because I promised that I would. It is still grinding lower after having broken the bottom. It's failed through, come back up to 185. Remember when I said at no point did it look like another test of 185 to get into a long? That's what I meant about being patient. There are all kinds of reasons why you could just say, whatever, I'll just take it now. No, allow it to break. Now it's failed on a breakdown and has a chance to hold 185. This is what I've been sort of waiting for. Or if it had just started to move off that level, that would have been nice as well. But Boeing maybe going to hold this level and I can actually get into it. Brendan, what's up?
Working my way through the earnings list, guys. From last night, we had this one as well. EQ, Equilium, a little pharmaceutical name, up 35% on the day. Decent volume, 3 million shares today as well. Just popping back up at day highs there through 475 earnings for Equilium, better than expected, guys.
All right, Equilium, yeah, I don't know. I know Aquemini from Outcast, so we could definitely look at that.
Great album.
Great album. Plug Power, 22.11 to the high side. Still looking to make new highs on that one. I'm pretty much done. I'm not going to be putting on too much more risk here as we go, so we'll just continue to watch out for Plug, and then we'll watch Neo. Glad to see Neo making room back to the north side here as well. 41.50, 41.60, so that's been a good trade for those of you that have been long some Neo as well. Yeah, it's almost back to positive. If it breaks back above 42, I think we got to go long on this one. Just look at the NASDAQ, guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And just quickly looking back at a couple of other names here, I know we maybe even neglected AMC, and obviously it was a great short opportunity off the open. But it is grinding higher. And this is the only reason I'm interested now at looking at it is because it bounced off of $3 to the penny. So you get an even dollar hold, psychological level like that. You might sustain a move all the way to this level that you got with the flush in the morning. So if it does come back up to like a 325 and try to roll over, I'm kind of anticipating that it might. I've been avoiding going long in AMC. I find that I make money when I short it, and I don't make money when I go long, so I'm just going to stick to that plan. If you like this one for a breakout to 325, I can't say it looks horrible. I'm just not going to be doing it. I'll be looking for a failure at that 325 price. There goes Datadog once again. Not quite to the point where I can actually move my stop, but it is getting rather close. Vaxart, on the other hand, it is trying to find a bid. This is very similar to what happened in Bed Bath & Beyond. It hit the first target, consolidated. I got the second one, then it broke back to the upside and stopped me out. So I'll rinse and repeat. If I get the second stop fill, I'll move my stop to in the money and then look for it to come all the way back to VWAP. It's already given me right now a 15-cent win. I'm looking for about 20 to 25 in the next out, and then hopefully all the way down to VWAP. So very, very similar structured trade in Vaxart and Bed Bath & Beyond. Thankfully, we were able to get both of them for wins. I still do believe this would have been a much better trade here. That quick rollover, what I love about, if you have a level in mind like 485, if it turns the first time, like you feel so comfortable just jamming short because it's a tight stop and it's a more rapid move in as opposed to catching on consolidation. So you have people running for the exits, and it's a lot easier to get your liquidity on a bigger move to the downside. It's just in and out a heck of a lot faster. That's not the trade that I was able to get. It was the consolidation short, which is a tad more structured.
Vaxart. There goes Neo. We're just going to watch it still. It's not really doing a whole hell of a lot like we talked about that. It's been a big mover, and then today just not doing a lot. So that is Neo. Today it does pick that bottom, and then since then it's just sort of been doing meh on that. We talked about Tesla 420. Let's see what that level was today. Yeah, okay, they defended it a little bit. Tesla actually very surprising. This is a 1 minute chart, believe it or not. Tesla, like, what? It's almost like, is this like a buyout stock all of a sudden? Tesla not moving today with the NASDAQ ripping. So I would say alert to people that are long on Tesla here. This name is not moving today, which is very, very surprising to me. You just would have thought with the NASDAQ making this kind of a move from bottom here, 11,780 up 2% today, that Tesla would have been a little higher than this. So not really sure. They're not liking this name. We defended, again, if you rewind, we talked about defending 410. I was waiting even a little bit lower than that. Should have done that, but yeah, I'm not really certain what's happening with Tesla. If any of you guys have any ideas, let me know in the chat or tweet at me. But Tesla right now just hovering on this VWAP. I don't like it for breakouts. I don't like it for anything here today. Only 1%. Trade the names that are moving, guys, and it's not this one. Wow, Datadog, we just actually got short there by accident. So there we go. I got to get out of this one.
Yeah, so Datadog, it just broke that 82.75. It's good that you mentioned it because that is the target range for me to move my stop once again. So I was literally caught mesmerized staring at Tesla, and I've said it before, and you just reiterate there. Tesla's a great stock. It's a great, all these things are great about it, but as a day trade, if you're trading Tesla every single day as a day trade, I feel like sometimes you're just doing it wrong because it'll do things like today, and there's just no reason to be involved. Like I mentioned, I will move my stop in on Datadog. It is breaking towards that 83. And now I'm going to give it, I was giving it to this 81.75. I'll move that up northbound, somewhere about 82, like 30 to 82.50, somewhere in that range it's going to be. I just want to make sure I'm locking in profits. The market's screaming towards the high. I still maintain 84 to 80, 84.50 to 85 would be the ultimate target. If it turns there, I'll definitely manually get out no matter what. So on the run again in Datadog and Vaxart. We'll line that one up and knock it out. I mean, thank you. Look, both of these names, both Vaxart and Bed Bath & Beyond, I saw you guys talking about in the chat, called the chart and said, this is what I love to do. So we got a couple of good shorts on here. It's a setup that I absolutely love. I tried to talk you through it a couple of times here. Just got the second target, so I think you guys know exactly what I'm going to do here. Move my trail. It can't be a loser. Get some more out at VWAP. Bingo, bango, bongo. We got that one lined up nicely on Vaxart.
I like the bingo, bango, bongo, and look what
I don't even know where that's from.
Yeah, I love that one. We could make a picture for that or a GIF for that as well. Okay, and here we go, guys. Plug power. Thank you. Going back to the high side, and we talked about this one. We did lose on our initial, well, we won on our initial log. We took a second one, and now we're going to go 2 for 3. As we got out breaking here, we got out at 90, and now we're taking out the highs of the day, which we did talk about that already. Man, I'm pretty exhausted on this hump day. Oh, coming up, I just want to talk about that quickly if we can. Is it coming up 1 or 2? Let's just try 1 now just to see what this is. Coming up, I'll do the next one after this as well. 3 breaking news continuation moves. Watch out for that. So you're looking at breaking news continuation. That's why Brendan's on there. He's the news guy, so if you want to talk about that, that's a good one. Watch out for that. And then we're back here. Sheesh. At 1 o'clock, potential election trade stocks to own, not trade. I don't have to read that. You can see all that. Coming back, doing some quick little wisdom things for you guys, educational, dropping those every day. So drop the video on continuation today, and we filmed 4 more for you later on.
Sean, I saw this in the chat, and thank you for the reminder. Someone was mentioning the Masters, man. We're doing a bit of a Masters pool for fake money because we don't really gamble around here. Whatever. You guys can believe that whether you want to.
It's $20.
Is that what it is? I don't even know what it is, but I'm also not the biggest golf guy, so I got to make my 5 picks. Please let me know in the chat who you guys think I should take. I am definitely open to suggestion because I am not an expert whatsoever. So hopefully you guys know what you're talking about because I'd like to be able to beat these guys when they're supposed to know golf. Well, I do know they know golf, and I don't. I know Rahm made a crazy shot, that skipping shot. Should I take him just because that was the greatest golf shot I've ever seen? I don't really know.
I tweeted that out this morning.
That was nonsense. I've never seen anything like that in my life.
That golf shot, I actually tweeted that out. If you want to find that, watch it. Yeah, he skipped it, done on purpose, right? Vijay Singh did one similar to that as well, but this one was insane because of the green and how much it went. So John Rahm followed on Twitter. He skipped the ball, hit the green, and then rolled around. John Rahm will be in my 5-pack, probably. I think he'll be in Brendan's as well, especially after that. Get the momentum going. Hey, Juan, how's it going, my friend? Good to see Juan, the man, the myth, the legend, back in the building. We got here 40-44 out on our DraftKings. Look, man, it's been a big day. We've taken out the big stick. We're going to go perfect again today. I can't keep doing this, but thank you for watching every single day. And yeah, it's been a big one. Square was a monster. Now even higher up. We like that. Let's check out on Baba. How's our long-term investment doing? Cha-ching on Alibaba. So we're making money long-term. We're making money on the show today. It's been a good one, needless to say. And
lunch actually smells pretty good. So I'll be pretty happy about it. I just want to go back to ACV, of course. This was a good scalp trade that we talked about off the morning. It looks like basically the same thing will probably happen again here. It's holding that 650. Man, the scaling on it. There we go. It's holding that 650 rather nicely, sort of hit 655 nicely. I was long off of 650, trading 655 into the 65 to 70 area. I think it's giving you that a couple of times. Maybe we'll continue in the afternoon. We're in the money 250 on Datadog here. I still want to catch a $4 to $5 win, but my trail has moved up. No matter what, we'll lock in over $1 profit on the last of that trade. Now it's time to do a couple more things here. We got to get to the board. Earnings are not done with Brennan.
Number of things coming up as far as earnings. I want to mention this one, KDMN. Guys, if we could throw my screen up. Sorry, Robbie, I threw a curveball there for you. Another one from the earnings list from last night. Aftermarket, KDMN up almost 10% now. Look at this thing. This is 10 o'clock, basically right here. 350 up to day high is just approaching here. Volume coming back in. Volumes, or earnings, I should say, better than expected for KDMN. Let's have a look at what's coming up both aftermarket tonight and before the open tomorrow, guys. Still lots to go as far as earnings are concerned.
Oh, you know, I see Urban One there, and I feel like, man, when that thing squeezes, it gets pretty out of hand. So maybe that'll happen again. Usually it moves when there's no catalyst. So I suppose today there probably isn't going to be there, but there's certainly Digital Ally there. Canadian content, well, I don't know. I'm not going to be looking at Manulife. Tencent. Interesting name, of course, but primarily trades over in Asia there. Sean, anything on the board stick out to you? I mean, on the off chance, I don't think anything I love.
Yeah, I saw Tencent. If you want to put the board back up, I can give another quick opinion, but I missed it there. I was looking at some other stocks, watching Alibaba and not, but okay, there we go. Yeah, I mean, Manulife, we talked about, you just mentioned that there. Yeah, I don't really see much else. What is that in the middle? Is that Pinduo Duo or something? Unfortunately, my Cantonese not great, but we can find out what that is. But yeah, Tencent, a big one. I'm loving Alibaba, so if Tencent can report huge, I mean, Alibaba could be 280, 290 tomorrow, so watch out for I was going to say the Biebs, and I don't want to get Valeria too excited there about Justin Bieber before we go. But there's Plug Power, guys. Really, really feeling like this guy today. I don't know if Superman uses renewable energies or not, but Plug Power right here, guys. A big trade. We loved that one from the bottom.
Answers
I
yes.
mean, his energy, I guess, is unlimited, I guess.
No. So I'm a nerd, and I can confirm this. That was a great plug because you're 100% right. He gets his power from the red sun, which is renewable. So there you go.
Boom. Good. Okay, good one. And then there goes Plug right now to the high side. So bang! That's a good one. There we go. Oh, we actually have a thing for this. There's me plugging it into the plug power system and then getting unplugged, but it goes to the high side there. And today goes perfect. It's a cash cow kind of day. We're barbecuing up winners for you, but there's only a minute left, Neil, and I think there's a few more things we got to do.
Yeah, there's one more thing, and I apologize because Sundial, we did trade this penny stock heavily earlier this week. It is on the board as well, so watch out for this. It's a little leveling off. It's still going downside, but I've been shorting pots successfully in Sundial. Maybe we'll do it again tomorrow. Of course, there's one more thing we do have to do, and I shouldn't have to tell you what national day it is, but Valeria is going to anyways.
Hey guys, thank you very much for spending these trading hours with us. I wish you a great rest of the trading day, and please don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button so we can reach at least 2,000 of likes. Also, we are going to be back today live with some educational content, so open the link I'm sending on the chat in a new tab and tune in at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. And happy National Veterans Day, everyone.
Exactly, and I think that's the important thing today. We have a lot of fun here. We have the privilege to do what we love every single day. Sean Brennan, myself, and Valeria, all of us, production crew, we love to do what we do, and of course, we thank those that made it possible. So, happy Veterans Day, happy Remembrance Day to everyone here in Canada. Before we get out of here, of course, I just want to remind everybody we are taping at 1 o'clock, but also Brennan gives you the news every single day. And guess what? You can make money off of it as well. There's obviously actionable trades. Learn about it on our Market Wisdom page. That video is now live. You can check it out. Valeria has dropped that link.
There it
wow,
is. It's a $2,000.
Perfect time. You get to see Valeria 2,000. I think if we can start hitting 2,500, then maybe at that point we can pick something out for her little robot action. I love that dance there, Valeria. For Valeria, for Sean Katina, for Brennan Wickens, I'm Neil Roberts. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is tradertv.live. We'll see you tomorrow. Happy Memorial Day. Happy Veterans Day.